Manchester United start their Europa League campaign today. A little bit nervous about this one in the sense that I think there's going to be a rotation. It's not going to be the same 11 that has been so good all the way through and has, on this 4-win run we've been on. I think there's going to be a rotation. I think it might be not look quite right. I think it'll take some time to get into it, but I do think we'll have enough to get past Real Sociedad and we'll beat Real Sociedad tonight. I'm going to go 3-1 United, Ronaldo to get off the mark for the season.
My prediction for the game is Manchester United winning 2-1. If we do rotate the defense, I think we will concede at least 1 goal. And I'm picking Cristiano Ronaldo to score a goal and pull out the Sue celebration in the Europa League.
I'm here to give you my score prediction for Manchester United versus Real Sociedad. Now, Manchester United go into this game after a back-to-back win over Arsenal as well this week, which was absolutely fantastic. Still buzzing about that game. But going into Real Sociedad now, it's going to be a tough game. It's a European game, and we know European games are normally very difficult. In fact, no games in Europe is easy these days. Manchester United have played Real Sociedad on 4 different occasions. 2 occasions has been a 0-0. The other occasion has been a 1-0 win to United, and the 4-1 as well, which we beat them in the Champions League recently as well. So we know what to expect from Real Sociedad. They also got Silva, who used to play for Manchester City, so we know a little bit about him. Overall, again, I think it's going to be a positive night for Manchester United. Not only that as well, I think what we need to see and understand as well is some of these fringe players, they're not fringe players, they are sort of like players who are international footballers who now has seen the standard over the last 3 to 4 games, which has been set. So these guys now need to go in to this game, and if they are playing in the Europa League, this is an opportunity for them to get back into the first team to play in the Premier League as well. But going into the game tonight, I'm going to predict a Manchester United 2-0 win. And the reason I think it's going to be a 2-0 win, I think Erik ten Hag has got these guys playing. I think the fringe players there will come in. And I honestly think with the system and the style, if they keep listening to what the manager is going to talk about and tell them, I keep talking about at the moment, it's maybe not be the players. I think it's going to be to do with the system that beat teams this season. But for me, it's going to be a definite 2-0 win, apologies, to Manchester United. And please, guys, remember to give a like to Paddock. And I really appreciate you guys getting me to do this video as well. So thank you.
Hiya, Manchester United v Real Sociedad. Just doing a bit of spring cleaning like Napoli did to Liverpool last night. Well, autumn cleaning anyway. We are playing in Europa League tonight against Real Sociedad. I expect a full squad change, about 7, 8, 9 changes. Ronaldo, Casemiro playing, Rashford to be rested, Harry Maguire to come back, possibly Wan-Bissaka, the new goalkeeper from Newcastle as well. Is it Deprap? I am awful with my pronunciations, I'm sorry. I expect a back 4 change in midfield. So I'm expecting about, let's say, 7 to 9 changes tonight, and I'm going for the Zoo Show. Ronaldo, this is a competition he didn't want to be in, but he's here now, so he's got to deal with it. And if you want to go out in style, Ronnie, take us back into the Champions League and win the trophy, you've got the set, because Mourinho's won the set, you win the set. So it's good vibes from United. Cracking 24 hours. Liverpool getting smashed. Chelsea falling apart. Ooh, our top 4 chances boosted. But yeah. Tonight we take this seriously. We've got 9 games between now and the World Cup. It's going to be thick. It's going to be fast. It's going to be end-to-end game. And we need squad rotation. So I'm going for the 2-0 tonight. I'm going for Ronaldo. I'm going for Sancho to score. And they're 3 points on the board. And we move on to Sunday in Crystal Palace. Then we've got...
So then, Thursday's game against Real Sociedad, I'm seeing a big 4-1 win. Like I said last game, confidence was booming, defence absolutely perfect, got partnerships going on, the speaking, commanding, they're going for everything. I don't think for a second now we're going to let this slide for Real Sociedad, not at all. If anything, we're going to want to get a win and start that off good. And Ronaldo, like I say, he needs to be coming on this game, and he needs to. If he's going to be here for the rest of the season, we need to let him play and start that game. Let him bag a hat trick or something, get back in the mood, because even he can do big numbers this season. Do you know what I mean? And we're not even starting him. And obviously we've got Rashford. He's doing all right at the moment. He's doing pretty good. So we've got Sancho, we've got Anthony. Anthony just come in. We've got a lot of attacking options, and they ain't going to be able to deal with that. But in our defence as well, absolutely perfect. Martinez, warrior, absolute warrior. But come on, Rivette, come on, lads.
It's Europa League night time. It's the best night of the week. I don't know about that competition earlier on in the week. I feel like this is prime time football, but I'm actually quite nervous about this game. Real Sociedad are a good side. They've started the season relatively well. I think they drew with Atletico on the weekend. I think they've only been beaten by Barcelona, and they're usually quite a tough test. I know that we are undefeated against them in the last few games, but I think with the rotation, that's bound to happen on Thursday night. A few youngsters, a few fringe players. I'm not 100% confident that we are going to roll them over. I think it's going to be a tight affair, and I'm actually predicting at best a 2-1 win for United, and I think that Ronaldo gets the winner. I think Anthony scores again.
Paddock match day. Not here. It's here again. The number one European tournament. The big boys. The one and only Europa. Bum, 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 bum. And if we haven't found out already, we need to lay the red carpet, set the tables, chill the champagne, and light the pyro for the big Ronaldo Europa debut. Is football's greatest super sub ready to make his mark against Real Sociedad de Fútbol San Sebastián? From what I hear, their former Tears for Fears maestro Oyarzabal is injured, but that could just be mother's talk. I believe we'll make a good shout tonight and secure a 2-1 win without too many changes and leave us head over heels in love with the beautiful, bald bastard. Just a notch there.
Hello and welcome to Stretford Paddock. This is the Watchalong for Manchester United versus Real Sociedad. You can see the team is on the screen there. I'm joined by Dave Pritt. How you doing, mate?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. And Abdul, how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I've just got a bunch of M&Ms in my left hand, so
lovely.
Apologies.
Clutch onto them nicely.
Yeah.
Obviously we'll mention it. Very strange moment in the world at the moment. Obviously the Queen, we just found out the Queen's died. There's rumours that the games at the weekend are going to be cancelled or postponed or who knows what's going on. The game tonight is going ahead. Black armbands. Very odd time in it, and we're not going to dwell on that too much. Obviously, we're not. We're a football channel, and any effect that has on the football, we'll talk about as time goes on. But yeah, obviously, you can't not mention it. With literally the biggest news since we were born has just happened. Very odd. I wonder what the atmosphere will be like. I wonder how this will affect football going forward. We'll find out and see. On that note, let's get into the team news. Right, so we've got David De Gea in net, Dalot, Lindelof, Maguire, Malacia. Then it's Fred and Casemiro. Casemiro making his full debut for Manchester United. Then Elanga, Ericsson and Anthony with Ronaldo as the main striker. Let me just try and count there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 changes from the team that started against Arsenal the other day. But still a very strong squad, that, isn't it? A good mixture of last season's first teamers and the new transfers. What do you make of that team, Dave?
I think it's pretty strong. It should be beatable. Should be beating Sociedad with that. You look at Lindelof, someone who I think he's a bit underrated, really. But the problem he's got is obviously playing with Maguire now, who's had a lot of criticism recently. Yeah. I just hope Lindelof can shine in this. And to be honest, I hope Harry can as well and have a decent game. But look, at the moment we're playing Ronaldo up front, who's second choice at the moment, and he's still one of the best players in the world. So, yeah, very, very strong team and should be beating these.
Are you surprised that of all the midfielders to keep his place, that it's Ericsson, who's come in and played so many minutes?
To be fair, in terms of like the fitness and obviously coming back from whatever happened in the Euros and the expectation with that, having limited minutes, and especially when the Europa League comes around, and he's played basically in every Premier League game, hasn't he, for Man United this season. You would have thought he'd get the rest in this game, but I think if we're looking at it from a tactical perspective and the way that Ten Hag's trying to set his midfield up, I feel like Ericsson, maybe he's someone that can keep things sticking in the middle. Like, he maybe keeps things together a bit more than a Bruno, and that's nothing against a Bruno. I think it's just stylistically what complements a Casemiro and a Fred.
Yeah.
And when we look at like Brazil, when those two are playing together in the pivot, and I know Man United aren't really playing with a pivot this season. I don't know if we'll see it in this game because we know that Ten Hag for Ajax did rotate. He'd have that midfield free sometimes. Sometimes he had a proper pivot where it was Alvarez alongside a Gravenberch or whoever else, and then sometimes he'd bring in like a Klassen. Then he'd have Alvarez as the holder and push like with one aggressive sort of ball winner and then one high eight. And I think when you look at this team, I really like the look at this. I think there's nice balance in this attack. I think Alanga's done okay in the games that he's actually come in. Southampton done a good job. I thought he done very well before that goal that Bruno scored.
Yeah.
And then when you look at the Liverpool game, so fair enough to him. I thought he was someone that was poor in pre-season. I wanted him to prove a bit more. You've got his pace and his intensity as well off the ball. Anthony, definitely with him starting, I'd like to see him and Delo build that connection. But it says a lot, the fact that Wan-Bissaka can't get in this team. But I would like Delo to get a rest because I think he's so important to what Ten Hag's trying to do. And I think he's one of the players, just like Marcus Rashford. And I hope the fact that Marcus Rashford is not on the bench, right?
No.
I hope the fact that he's not on the bench means he's just being rested and it's not an injury. And if it does mean he's being rested, then that is a very smart move from Ten Hag.
There's a few people that are regularly in the first team or in the squad who aren't even on the bench at all.
Mm-hmm.
So Shaw is one, Rashford is one, and Martinez is. Oh no, Martinez is on the bench.
Martial.
Martial still not back, but yeah, Shaw and Rashford. Rashford in particular, someone who is usually starting games and isn't even on the bench at the moment. Go through the subs. We've got Heaton, Dubravka, Martinez, Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Frederickson, Iqbal, McNeil, McTominay, Garnacho, Fernandes, and Sancho. Obviously, you can have more substitutes in Europe. It's a good strong squad that though, isn't it? Like, we look at Maguire and Lindelof there. You've got the whether you want him to be or not, the club captain and Victor Lindelof, a partnership that has finished second, playing week in, week out together in the Premier League. It's we've come to sort of groan at the sight of it, but actually, in the Europa League, you would think that would be a decent enough centre-back partnership, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you'd like to say so. I mean, he has been criticised, Maguire, and rightly so, with certain things. I think he's been criticised too much in other areas, but at the end of the day, he is a decent centre-back.
Yeah.
He's the players he'd played along with haven't been the best with him, and it's made him look weaker than what he actually is. But with the players he's got in front of him now, and I still think Lindelof's a class centre-back. He's a ball player as well. That's what we kind of missed when he's not played is the amount of, I think Rashford missed it, the amount of balls played to Rashford just directly from the centre-backs to score goals. But yeah, they can defend and they both put their bodies on the line. I just don't see why it shouldn't work.
Yeah. People saying about Donny van der Beek, he's not there either. People saying he's on his honeymoon. What? What the fuck? Do you know when you go to? Do you know like a child at school isn't allowed to take holidays outside of school time because it's you're missing out on your development. He gets paid however much money. I know he doesn't start games anyway. If he is on his honeymoon, I don't know that he is. If he is, that is mental. Surely he's not on his honeymoon.
He might have said, Eric, am I playing this?
Also,
this week?
why not get married in the summer? First of all, that's when every normal human gets married anyway. Not like athletes, but just everybody gets married in the summer. I know technically it is still the summer, but come on. Secondly, if he cannot be, he's injured, surely. Surely he's injured. Imagine he's on his honeymoon.
But would he get into the squad at the moment anyway?
Get into the squad? Surely get into the squad
I don't know.
He can't. He's not on his honeymoon, is he? That can't be real.
Yeah, there's
Well,
no
he got
way.
married, didn't
It'd
he?
be funny if it was though, wouldn't it? Imagine that. I can't come in, boss. Honeymoon and that. Just on holiday.
Maldives.
Yeah. But yeah, he's not on the bench either, which is, a shame, I suppose. Right. Do you know much about Frederickson?
Nothing.
No, me neither. I don't actually know anything about him. Let's have a look at him. Tyler Frederickson.
Wait, who the hell's that?
He's born in 2005. He's in England under 17, who rarely puts a foot wrong in defence, according to his Manchester United biography.
What is that?
He's an 18-year-old centre-back
I've
who
completely
signed his
missed
first
that.
professional contract with Man United in May this year. So,
Someone at Stretford Paddock just made a footballer up.
yeah, he's incredibly young, incredibly
You know,
inexperienced.
I must sound stupid. Has he played in that recent game in You might know this.
He played 18 games for the under-18s last season in all competitions, apparently.
I've not
But he's
I did see him briefly for the 18s in the Youth Cup, but I can't tell you much about him, to be honest.
he wasn't a particularly prominent figure in that team.
No,
was
and
he?
I can't. I've not watched enough of the 18s. Like last season, I only watched the FA Youth Cup games.
Yeah.
So I can't really comment.
So there's an article yesterday that Frederickson and Kobe Mainu had been called up to train for the first team. That was yesterday. And then obviously Frederickson is straight in, which is, to be honest, that's a massive moment for him, isn't it? That's brilliant. He's 17 years old, or
2005.
yeah, 17-year-old. Brought in to be in the first team squad for this game. Another academy player making their sort of squad debut. Obviously, no, it's not a game, but continuing that tradition. Was 85 years of having an academy player in the match day squad, which is obviously
as well.
incredible.
I'm really excited for McNeil. I really like McNeil because I think we're coming into. I said this last season. We're coming into this era where it's about number 9s and it's the side of the pitch that I enjoy the most watching when they're top of their game. You think back to, us growing up, watching Didier Drogba or even Cole or Shearers and stuff like that. And I think we're coming back into that era where now the Premier League's taken over with the Haalands. Kane's always scored, but I think most teams now, they're really beefing up with those number 9s. And I see McNeil as someone that can still grow physically.
That's the main thing for me. I mean, he's a great talent, great goal scorer, but the physical side is probably his weakness at the moment. But he's still pretty
movement's
young.
Unreal though, isn't it? His movement's brilliant, man.
When we brought him in, we also brought in Joe Hugel.
Yes,
and he same age. McNeil said went in the 18s. Hugel went in the 23s, and it's only because of the physical side of it. Yeah. He's bigger and stronger, and that's the only disadvantage McNeil's got to Hugel, I think. It's
crucial, that physical aspect, because we've seen that with to be fair, there was a period where I was going to watch a lot of games and I bumped into some of them, like where I'd go watch Angel Gomez and that Man United team that was coming through with Brandon Williams and whatnot, and Jimmy Garner. And one thing that always sort of with Angel Gomez for me was I always felt that he had to get to a sort of like a height of physicality where he can be a Premier League player. When I went to watch, what's the lad's name? Is it Kobe? How do you say his name? Mainu. So he's unbelievable. But when I went to watch the final at Old Trafford, just him receiving the ball, if we're talking about that Frenkie de Jong style, which Zidane Iqbal showed a lot of that, like taking the ball under pressure. And oddly enough, there was a shoot like a couple of months ago where I was at, and some guy was asking Iqbal, who do you try and profile your game a bit like, and I overheard him saying like a Thiago or a Frenkie, where he wants to receive under pressure and turn, and he's slowly dropped into that deeper role. I see the same thing with Kobe, and one thing that caught me, I was like, wow, if this guy can get it together physically, then we've got a serious talent. And this, bro, I've just watched the game the other day. I swear he just shut up this summer over 3 months.
You got to remember, played majority of the last season at 16. I think he's turned 17 just before the Youth Cup final. And for me, he was the player of the tournament. He bossed every game in midfield. He was phenomenal for me. That was the only thing you put him down. Maybe once again, he is physical. He'd run past people, barge people off, but that was under 18s level. I think he's done it a couple of times for the 21s as it now is. But first team football or men's football, that's where you've really got to show it.
You need your height as well.
This is where, for me, the Papa John's Trophy that they play in, which is the under 21s versus the first team of lower league teams, that's crucial for the development of these players, because they are playing against men who are they're not just in it for a friendly.
Has an under 21s team ever won that? It's only been 3 or 4 years they've been in it, isn't it?
It's only. I think it might be 3 years, but no.
Because that'd be mad, wouldn't it? Imagine that.
Well, I've been to a few games, not in the past couple of years, but the first season we had it, and you can see how tough it is for him.
Yeah.
But when you speak to the players about it, they love it because it's like, well, now I know what I need to do.
They want that test, don't they? I think that's what's crucial about who you pick to take on pre-season. I felt like we wouldn't have expected what we're seeing from Zidane. In terms of him dropping deep and having that composure to try and get away from a Fabinho, from a Champions League winning midfielder, one of the not right now, but was one of the best defensive midfielders in world football over the last couple of seasons. To have that, take that under pressure, and even deal with a couple of physical moments where he's using his body in the right way. is not something that I would have attached to Iqbal. Maybe it's something you might have seen when he was younger, but when he was younger, I always felt like he's more of the flary, like wants to take his man on sort of thing. So
when I first saw him play, he was like a stick, so skinny, and that's what his game was. And I actually thought it was a joke that I didn't realise his real name was Zidane. When he was that player, Zidane, I thought that was his nickname because of the way he played. But he was very flary. He was skinny, but you've seen him like the past year or so. He's beefed up, and
I've seen him coincidentally. I seen him in a gym. I took a picture with him. Like, I seen him in NRG gym in Old Trafford, which is weird. But it was like, do you know when everyone's away before pre-season? So he was just in there training, and he was putting in the work. To be fair,
nice. Well, I think they've all gone off what Alanga did. Alanga was doing it not this pre-season, the pre-season before. Where
some of this footage looks mad.
He just made himself right. I need to play men's football. And he just beefed up.
That's the work that I think that's what separates you from. We see a lot of players get lost in that transition, and you would see a lot of it if you watch like academy football and stuff. But I've gone off the scene from watching that level of football in a while. Yeah. But what always catches me is sometimes the talent doesn't really do it for you at that level. Like the transition, you'll see someone who you'd say is probably 7th or 8th on the list of who I would bring into the first team, but then they just shoot straight up, or they deal with that physicality and understanding the top level game.
The players that you watch, you never really think. You look at players and you think he's got the most talent. He's probably going to make it. But like the team that McTominay was in, McTominay was an all right player, but I never thought he'd be the first choice. And since he's gone in the first team, he's not come out of it.
It's almost like a number 9 for such a long time.
How it always seems to go like that, doesn't it? Why do you think that is? Do you think that's like a expectation being too much for him, or do you think that actually the requirements at under 18s level are actually massively different to what you see?
I just think sometimes it's just luck. I mean, the McTominay thing was it under Mourinho? Yeah. Was it Arsenal he made his debut against? We just needed a midfielder, and we didn't have one. So we went, who's the tallest, who's the widest? Get him in. Yeah. And in his debut, he just took it, and I think he nearly scored right at the end, I think. And from then on, it's just he just works at that. Sometimes it's players, maybe the pressure gets to him a little bit. This is why I did like the Youth Cup and especially the final. They're playing inside of a full stadium, more or less. Yeah. And they're used to the atmosphere and people maybe not criticising him, but if there's a chance gone, people go.
People were booing the Forest players at the Youth Cup final. Like, these are children that are watching it.
But that's what you need. Yeah. And I remember speaking years ago. It was actually Kieran McKenna, and he wanted more games like that where they had more fans in because he wanted the players to get used to that kind of level. So if they do move up, they're not scared by it.
Yeah, definitely. It is a bit weird that, like I say, a bit weird. Wan-Bissaka and Shaw are just seem so far down the pecking order now, don't they? Like the fact that Wan-Bissaka just wasn't trusted at all by Rangnick. Now we see Ten Hag come in, even in this sort of lesser competition, which, to be honest, I would absolutely love to win the Europa League, so I don't want it to be considered too much of a lesser competition, but obviously it's a rotated side. Wan-Bissaka still not starting says a lot about how he views his quality, doesn't it? It's a bit mad, really, when you think how much we spent on him and how ever present he was for those first 2 years.
Yeah, it's a shame. I mean, the Luke Shaw thing, I can understand. I mean, people have been...
I think he must be injured. He's not even on the bench,
Well, the thing is, Luke Shaw, people have been saying it about Trent Alexander-Arnold recently. It's like, look at him, he actually can't defend.
No.
Look at going forward, he's brilliant. And that's all Luke Shaw ever got. It was... Luke Shaw's brilliant at going forward. Look at the assists he's got. Look at how he drives into the box. But when it comes to the nitty-gritty of defending, he didn't want to do it.
He don't want to do it.
He can do it, but he just didn't want to do it. And I think these managers now want players that are willing to die for the shirt.
It's weird that, isn't it? Like, it genuinely does seem that you would assume as a football fan that you'd be willing to do anything you possibly could to play and to put in 100% effort every single game, and yet. Really, loads of footballers just don't do that. And will go their whole career kind of putting in 75%. Which, when you think, look at someone like Malacia, who I think technically isn't as good as Luke Shaw. On the ball, he's not as good as Luke Shaw. His passing is not as good. I don't think his position is as good. But when you think of how hard he tries and how willing he is to recover and go again and miss his tackle and recover and go again, and he will sprint up and down the pitch like it's the first minute for 90 minutes. Luke Shaw... just isn't willing or isn't able for whatever reason to put that level of effort in, and it makes a massive difference. Doesn't it?
You look at players like going back a little bit, like Jason Park, who literally had knee problems, but still ran through it in immense pain every game, but always put 100% in. He's the reason he got to play in all these massive games and won the trophies he did, because it's the effort. You can be a great player and not do the effort, and you're not going to do anything. No.
I feel like with Luke Shaw, it's so frustrating because when you actually watch Malacia and how he just engages with almost every challenge, but I know a lot of the time, like for example, not even a lot of the time, on a couple of occasions you see like Saka get past him the other day, did pretty well against Salah, but the intensity throughout the 90 minutes is just always there with Malacia. And as much as I love what Luke Shaw gives you technically and what he gives you in terms of, even with combining with Marcus Rashford down the left-hand side, you know, it's almost so telepathic when they're in full flow, but that aggressiveness and wanting to die for the ball and wanting to win the ball and wanting to regain possession just isn't there for Luke Shaw.
If we were playing three at the back and he was a left wing back, Luke Shaw would be perfect.
Yeah.
But if you've got a player that needs to actually come back and defend and not wait on the halfway line and think, if they win the ball back, they'll be able to pass it to me.
Malacia's just doing it all now, and I feel like with Malacia, I watched him I didn't really watch the game, but I had to watch it back. It was the Europa Conference League final, I think it was, where PSV played against Roma. And he was so impressive in that game, and he wanted to get on the ball. You can clearly see he's still got a lot of cleaning up to do. And I feel like I really see that with Diogo Dalot as well this season. I don't know if it's like a mental aspect or... Because with Diogo from behind the scenes, and maybe not a lot of people see this, but when you speak to people in and around him, it's the same thing. And it's like he always wanted to get that run of games in the Man United team so he can actually improve on his game, and he wanted to make it at Man United. And I feel that is what's missing from some of the players that have come out of the team. I mean, we're talking about, when you look at Lindelof, Maguire, Luke Shaw, these are guys that we made second. We were top of the league for a short period in that season where we looked pretty good.
Top of the league on New Year's Day.
Yeah, and then we went on and we had that horrible draw against Everton, and obviously Pogba got injured when he was having his run of form. Yeah. We never signed a holding midfielder. Instead, we signed Van der Beek. Does that signing make a difference? But I mean, that defence done its thing, and I think if that is your backup defence now, and we've seen them have a decent level where they're competing at the top level, then you might even see some of these guys come back in the team. I wouldn't want to see them right now. Absolutely not. I love this back four. But it's good for the team, this, man.
And what Ten Hag, almost like you're saying there, but what Ten Hag needs to be doing is keeping these balls juggled. Like, you can't let Maguire go completely cold or Lindelof go completely cold, because they will have a role to play. Varane can't play 60 games in a season. You need to keep these guys hot. And I think as well that, like you mentioned there, one thing we always said with Maguire and Lindelof as a partnership, put a proper CDM in front of them that has positional awareness, and there will be a decent or maybe above decent partnership. Obviously, that's the second choice backup partnership now. Mm-hmm. But I think with Casemiro in front of him, you will see a defence that looks a lot more solid. Like the amount of times last season when the ball was given away in front of him, or players are out of position, and it's basically their attack and midfield running straight onto our defence with almost, just going through the midfield like a sieve. They were put under pressure that is ridiculous, that no defence would have been able to tolerate. And whilst they had bad seasons individually, I think that's a great option as you backup defence. Maguire and Lindelof, a defence that has got to a Europa League final before, which obviously they lost it and Maguire was injured for the final. But this is a partnership that has massive experience in this competition, has got to a final, and like you said, has finished second in the Premier League, was at the top of the Premier League on New Year's Day. So if this is our rotation option, but all of a sudden it looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It does, but for a rotation option, I wouldn't want it to be one or the other. I think we need to start mixing it up a little bit. In some games, play Lindelof and Varane, just to see how they work together. So if the option comes where defenders are injured, they can play together. Yeah,
that'd be nice to have multiple partnerships that can play at any given moment. I like this idea of Fred and Casemiro. I think it might be more of a 4-3-3 than we're seeing there. I think maybe Eriksen slightly deeper. But the only thing is we've seen Eriksen playing in that kind of deeper role, haven't we, alongside McTominay, playing those balls into Fernandes. Obviously now there's no Fernandes to hit with those balls. So do you think we will see Eriksen as the number 10?
I think it just depends what version of Ten Hag as a coach we're going to see. Is he going to continue? Because, like I said, last season, I've seen on a couple of occasions where Klaassen would come into the midfield for Ajax, and then he'd sort of revert to this 4-3-3 Alvarez more of the natural holder, and then have 2 number 8s, Gravenberch more of the all-rounder, ball winner, progressor, and then Klassen almost advancing, as we know, gets into the area and scores goals.
Yeah.
Does he then use this opportunity today to go Casemiro as the holder, Fred as the guy who turns over the ball, progresses where he can, sort of the role that he had under Ralph that sort of probably gave him his best time at Manchester United, I would say anyways, Fred. And then maybe it allows Eriksen to move up to the number 10 role and play in the further forward line. I think that's what Eriksen gives you at this stage of his career, because sometimes when he's playing deep, you do see hints of that, like Paul Scholes-esque of like, you just have that nice pass around the corner and wanting to look for the long pass. Obviously, you're not seeing the level of ability. I'm not comparing him in that sense. But I think just in terms of even physically not being there, but still wanting to receive the ball in uncomfortable, deep positions, because you know your passing and your ball progression can get you out of there.
Yeah.
I think Eriksen's a wonderful player. And I really like the fact that he is starting today, because you are probably most likely going to take him out, and hopefully, as the game goes on, maybe bring on an Iqbal, Fernandes in the mix, McTominay if you wanted to shut off a game. But I like the balance of this midfield, in my mind, how it works. If it's a double pivot, it could work. And even again, if you push Fred as the high 8 and Casemiro as the holder. So I honestly really, really like what Ten Hag's done with the starting team. I would have loved to see, I don't know if we touched on it a lot, but I would have loved to see the Dubravka in this game, to be fair.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like even if you're not looking to start him and he doesn't really make the difference that you want, I would love to see De Gea get that extra push.
I was going to say, like, surely now's the time to find out.
Yeah,
now's
the best opportunity.
But then again, the other thing I would say is, Sociedad are by far the best team in this group. Like, I'm not saying that Ammonia or Sheriff couldn't cause an upset. Whatever, we lost to fucking Istanbul Besiktas last season, and we were absolutely battered. Or the year before, sorry, whatever it was. But this is the toughest game, probably. These home and away, like, are on their day probably as good as we were last season, if not better. Mm-hmm. So I think maybe that's why we're not taking too many changes. I reckon against Ammonia, or if the last game of the group we're through or whatever, I think we'll probably see more rotation. But I agree though. Like, the whole word around Dubravka was he's a second choice, and a bit more like he's second choice. But if he's good, De Gea's not safe. How are we going to find out if he's good if he's not playing?
And what's interesting is with Dubravka, I was so weirded out by that signing. But what we're seeing is there's a reason that Ten Hag makes these signings. That behind, the Anthony, Man United have needed a left-footed right winger, and I get we've paid a lot of money for him, and they've needed a different kind of winger in terms of the creativity that he brings to the team. We know that his delivery is brilliant. When you go watch the Dortmund game against Ajax against Dortmund last season, and you see the constant deliveries all game, and then he gets 2 assists and then essentially gets 3 because one of them hits off the defender and comes off. That was that type of play that we need on the right. At centre-back, you got Martinez, left-footed centre-half, aggressive, exactly what Manchester United wanted. Casemiro as the holding midfielder would have probably ideally wanted Frankie, but still fits the mould of what Man United have been missing. So.
And I think Eriksen can kind of do that Frankie job. Not quite. He hasn't got the dribbling.
I've seen you say it on the overlap, and I was fully agreeing with
that. A similar role, hasn't he? Like he's our best progressor from deep. He's our most accurate passer consistently. I think Bruno maybe has a better kind of risky pass, like that outside of the foot to Rashford the other day was incredible. But Eriksen's the most kind of metronomic,
I think
predictable passer.
Carl Anker, I think some of you guys touched on it on the overlap, and when I was watching that, I fully agreed. I think people found it quite weird on the show when I think Carl might have mentioned it and said, I feel like Eriksen's actually playing that Frankie role. And I do imagine like Casemiro and Eriksen, as in like Frankie would have probably been alongside Casemiro if he landed both. Like it wouldn't have been one or the other. And I think Ten Hag's such a great coach because when you look at the season where they had Schöne, I think that's his name, Schöne, Lasse Schöne. I watched quite a bit of the Ajax team. Once they hit the last stages of the Champions League, they were so exciting to watch. So I'd watched a couple of the Eredivisie and the Cup games in Holland that season, and you see that having someone of that ilk alongside Frankie, like I think Schöne had such a great season that he allowed Frankie to be a bit more progressive and do what he wants and does what he wants in terms of carrying. And I feel like I see that with Eriksen. And just to finish off the point that I was speaking about in terms of Ten Hag profiling these players and what Man United need, there is a reason I think he might have wanted the Dubravka that we have missed because I think United Arena and a couple of people do like threads and stuff on him. And in terms of like looking at his time outside of Newcastle or his time playing for the national side and so on and so forth, and how he'd actually push up and receive the ball and play with the ball, was the fact that he was at Newcastle, meaning that he couldn't really play in a certain way. And there was actually moments where people clipping up bits of Newcastle where like, this is good, but they're not a team that plays like that. They're a team that needs to keep it back the ball up the pitch.
Most of his time at Newcastle, he's playing in a team that was fighting off relegation.
Yeah.
Like they were literally backs to the wall, defending inside your own 18-yard box type of team. You can't really be too much of a progressive passer and someone that comes out of your box and is great with your feet. Like he's almost like, and obviously the quality isn't the same, but you know how like the original, the first sort of recent wave of like progressive goalkeepers wasn't necessarily goalkeepers that were amazingly brilliant with their feet the way sort of Alisson Edison are, but it was someone like Neuer who was just so willing to come out of his 18-yard box. He would like sweep up to the halfway line at times. And Dubravka's almost more that style of progressive keeper where his passing and, you know, like isn't maybe, you know, the level of Edison or whatever, but his ability and willingness to come out of his
braveness.
box.
And I feel like
really
that's what this
good,
team might actually need. I think Ten Hag doesn't really need you to be an elite level keeper. And this is the point. I know Dean Henderson has obviously conceded quite a few goals in recent games, and I knew like once those 2 penalty saves and the fact that he was getting the hype that he deserved in the opening games of the season, statistically one of the best keepers in Europe in that period, would fall off as the Forest team were conceding goals. But I feel like why I had that likeness to Dean Henderson was because when Young Boys came to Man United, was it Young Boys? Wait, I forgot what team we played in the group stages last season, but one of the games, he was just flying out of his 16-yard box, just getting everything and just coming out. And I feel like that just allowed Man United to have the confidence of just stepping up high. Sometimes it doesn't need to be perfect. How many times did you see Neuer mess up playing out from the back and so many of the top keepers? But overall, it's a positive for the team throughout the season. Whereas, I don't know, like with De Gea, I feel like it's good having that personality in the squad in terms of someone who's been there, been under Sir Alex, has that attachment to different sides of the dressing room, you know, people at the top and different players that have been here longer in a shorter period of time. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like he could be like the glue to a couple of situations in the dressing room, and that's why he's good to have. But at the same time, on the pitch, does he benefit Man United?
I feel like medium term he's not going to be here much longer, is he?
I don't see it. Not for his contract.
One quick point. Remco Pasveer, who's like Ajax's #1 goalkeeper, is a 38-year-old that they signed on a free transfer at the start, sort of halfway through last season or the start of last season, who played 28 games from in all competitions. He was like from Vitesse, 38 years old, but he was signed because of his ability on the ball. It's mad that, like you said, they don't necessarily have to have the best goalkeeper in the world. It's someone who can do the job that they want. We've got a few super chats. Dennis Shields says, would love to see McNeil, Garnacho and Zidane get minutes. Up the Reds, up the Paddock. Dave Rowbotham, I hope you appreciate why I can't read out your super chat. You know, whether we agree with it or not, if it gets clipped up me saying it, it's a tough one, isn't it? It's a tough one. But, you know, we all like the Wizard of Oz. It's Eco says, surprised Ericsson starts again. Would like to see McNeil get a run out. Yeah, I'm surprised Ericsson starts again. I'm sure, hopefully, they're doing tests and like analysis of fitness and oxygen levels in the blood and all that. Yeah,
it'd be a bit daft if they weren't.
I know. Imagine they're just like, oh shit, we didn't mean to. Oh, we meant to sub him off.
Ericsson.
Fucking hell, we've left him on. I just handed in the team sheet. I didn't edit it. He's got to play now. Yeah, interesting. But how important is this to you, the Europa League? Do you care? Is it one of those ones where, like, well, go on. Just tell
me. For me,
what
we're in it, so let's try and win it, basically. But I personally wanted us to be in the conference.
Really?
Yeah, just because it's a trophy we've not won, and let's try and win it and never be in it again. I do want to win it, but if we got knocked out, I won't be too fussed because we've won it before. Yeah. It's not like when you're in the Champions League, you go, oh, we won it before, if we get knocked out. You want to win it every time, whereas this, I'm not that bothered if we get knocked out, but I'll be happy if we win it. I'd rather have been in the conference.
See, I'm quite different to that. I'm really looking forward to this competition. I think it's a really difficult competition to win.
Yeah.
And I would love it if United won. I obviously, you know, completing the set, as it were, would be always good with getting the Europa Conference. But then we haven't won the, you know, Johnson's Paint Trophy either. I don't want to get relegated 3 times and win that.
But when we got to the final and lost, I mean, it was gutting losing it. I
Yeah, it
wasn't like,
was.
oh.
No, it was
it's
a
only
proper.
Europa
I
League.
felt shit after that game.
I wanted to win it, and yeah, I did as well. But it's not the be all end all. I'd still, to be honest, after a week, the next day I wasn't that bothered. Whereas if it was a Champions League final and we'd lost that, I'd have been still moaning about that.
Yeah, same. It's obviously not as big as not even remotely as big. But what do you think to Abdul, the Europa League as a competition? How much do you want to win it? I think, and also, sorry, I know I've asked you that question, but I think it would be such a massive statement for Ten Hag to win it or do well in it this season because of his prowess with Ajax in the Champions League, being able to show that he's a manager capable of going far in tournaments, like knockout style tournaments, I think would be absolutely massive because United have really sort of, don't know, what is it, 5 years since we've won a trophy? I think the Europa League would be perfect for that.
We won the Youth Cup last year.
1 year since we won a trophy.
To be fair, I think the Europa League's quite underrated in terms of it being like a gateway to getting that taste and feel for trophies again.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was a bit of like a sour taste the way we lost that last Europa League final, and a lot of these players could do with that like push. Some of them haven't really picked up a major trophy in their careers, and they're coming to their mid-20s, and when you're at a club like Man United, you want to build on that winning mentality. And I don't want to sound like, usual older fans of like just win a trophy and finish wherever sort of thing. But I think if you can balance out playing good football, looking like you're going to progress and elevate Man United with winning a trophy like the Europa League, it's major. And I feel the Europa League is becoming a bit more difficult, I feel like, especially when you've got the stack of Premier League sides that's just not good enough for Champions League football last season. When you look at, Arsenal, Man United, and when you compare it to the rest of that competition, even again, teams like Roma are going to be a problem. We know what Jose Mourinho can give you in terms of giving you trouble in those competitions. Teams could still fall into the Europa League as well. When you look at that group with Bayern, Barca, and Inter Milan, are you going to see an Inter Milan drop into there? Yeah. Most likely them with what Bayern and Barca are doing. But you look at Liverpool with a dodgy start they've had. Ajax are pretty good.
I'd hate it if Liverpool dropped down.
I'd love it.
No, I won't.
I'll tell you why.
I'll tell you why. Certainly lose.
No, I'd love it because they'd drop and we'll beat them.
I'd love that.
I'd drop it. That's what I'm saying, bro. I think this is the time where, right now, I want Man United to be challenged in this competition because we've seen like Liverpool come at the back of that. Obviously, they lost that with like Coutinho like free balling it to one of the Sevilla players, I think it was, and then. Was it Atletico Madrid? Obviously, then the year after, they made it to Champions League final, got slapped in Kiev with like Karius just throwing the ball in his net. But then it was a gateway for them. They made it to the final. Yeah. Then it was there was that progress, and it was like you could start seeing the missing pieces because they had the coach now. Yeah. And then you start seeing the missing pieces with like needing a DM and Van Dijk and things like that.
I know obviously it wasn't the same coach, but Chelsea did the same thing, where they won the Europa League under Sarri, and then. What was it? 18 months, 2 years later, or 1 year later, they won the Champions League because it even though, like I said, it wasn't the same coach.
Atletico Madrid made the finals.
Yeah, and it prepares players for a long form knockout European tournament and gets you used to winning trophies. Exactly. I'm not saying we're going to win the Europa League and the Champions League back to back, but it's. I
think if you play your cards right, it can be such a positive competition for your team because of like if you look at the setup tonight, you want to test out that Casemiro, Fred with Frederickson keeping things tight in terms of keeping the ball a bit better and taking care of it than you'd usually have with a Bruno. So that could be a different balanced midfield. You could go from using a midfield 3 1 week and using midfield 3 the other week, and now you look like you've got a proper squad. So it's a competition where you can test out your team in certain ways. And he can bring that quality into the Premier League through giving some of those players minutes and chances in those competitions. And as you get into the latter stage, and I feel like Ollie deserves credit for that when he was here. I felt like, of course, we didn't win it, but we got knocked out in the semi-final and we missed like a million chances against Sevilla. Yeah. And then we lost the final because we had 11 penalties and then De Gea missed his or whatever. It was quite close.
Oh, it was so close. You don't get it closer than every player on the team taking a penalty. Like,
it's mad.
As much as people want to... Obviously, the only thing that matters is having the trophy in your hands, but we got
But the best thing is,
close as you can.
The team was rotated even in the knockout stages at a good level. Like we've seen, Igalo got them sneaky minutes in against I think it was that first game where we had one of them before COVID, and then I think was it Bruges? I forgot what game it was. It was a win or Lask, some way. Yeah. I forgot what it was one of them teams, and I think we managed to rotate the team, test out the players, and when we got to the latter stages, then we had our strongest 11. So, I really like the fact that it can be used as a transitional competition for the side to test things out. And once you're in the latter stages, then you can really go for the kill.
Let us know in the comments how highly you value the Europa League. Obviously, we're in it, so I'm pretty sure everyone would want to win it. But is this, above the League Cup, above the FA Cup? How much do you want to win this tournament? Because, a few years ago, if you'd asked me, back when we first got in it under Jose, it was almost like who gives a shit? Whereas now, we need something.
I was happy we won that, but I didn't like that we won that because the way it was afterwards where, we've won a trophy, so we're good. Where we won that trophy and then we went to crap, but it was like, we've won a trophy though. So, whereas I'd rather us be knocked out of this and have a good run in the league, challenge, I'm not saying win, but challenge.
Yeah.
And rather than finish 6th and then win this Europa League and get into the Champions League.
Yeah. A few comments then. So, Red Devil says, above the FA Cup, but it means less for us to win it compared to other teams. Premier League, FA Cup, Europa, League Cup, according to John F. That's how I would rank them as well, personally.
What's
Premier League, FA Cup, Europa League, League Cup.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the most people would agree
the
with
Premier
that.
League and the Champions League.
So it's Europa League, Premier League, Champions League, League Cup, FA Cup. No, obviously the Premier League and the Champions League. If United could win one next season, Premier League or the Champions League, what would you pick?
Premier League or Champions League. That's a tough one, because I feel like we're not under threat anymore for this next year or two with Liverpool catching up to that.
Yeah.
Or going past us in league titles.
Yeah.
But I think when you look at it with City, they're just racking up Premier Leagues, man. I don't know. I think it's got to be Champions League for me.
Really?
For me,
it's
Premier League.
Imagine us winning a Premier League over 38 games. The
Yeah.
whole 9 months of
if we win Europa
every
League,
single week, we're like, oh my God, this is going to happen.
Don't get me wrong. It's
Yeah, you know what? Yeah,
Next time we win the Premier League,
changed my
if it
mind.
happens in my lifetime, I will cry my eyes.
you know what? I've changed my mind. I think I'm going to go Premier League just because
Yeah.
I think, especially if we can pick up a Europa League this year, you got nice European feel to it.
Yeah.
I think Premier League, just because you made a very good point, 38 games throughout the season, you feel like you're more of an established top side. And then you can grow and then you can win your Champions League and compete.
I only want to win the Champions League and when we do the double and win the Premier League at the same time.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
of course,
fair.
yeah. That's all we ever do. Anyway, someone says Joe's hosting the Watchalong in his boxers. They're not boxers. It's just it's a classy chino short. I mean, I don't know what to say about it than that. I have got boxers on as well, but these aren't boxers. Dave,
Chino shorts?
You can attest to that.
Same.
Have you?
Gang.
What colour you got?
I think I'd say these are chino shorts.
What colour? Oh, not bad. Not far off. Mine's a slightly more... What was mine? Sort of ivory, I guess.
I don't know what to call these.
Yours are maybe like a biscuit.
Biscuit.
Like a biscuity colour, innit?
Rich
Biscuits.
tea.
Rich. Yeah, like a rich tea. Oh, I like a rich tea. Lovely.
No one
Anyway,
goes for that.
someone says
Come on.
Premier League is the bread and butter. Yeah, I mean, we don't have to get carried away with that this season, do we? But I think
You know why as well? I'm sick of hearing the 20 times song. We haven't won the Premier League in so long. It's getting a bit stale, that song.
21 times.
Yeah, we'd have to come up with
21
another
titles to go or something.
To be 21 times to go. I got 21 times. No.
That'd be nice, actually. But we'd have to.
Do you see me in the Premier League? Oh, no.
Nice. Our man says, see again, I know you're having a laugh, but you can see why I can't read that out. A big United win would be the cherry on top up the paddock. That's the second half of that message. That's the least offensive half of the message. But, have a lovely night, mate. You are more than entitled to enjoy your evening.
Oof, what a finish.
Phil Jones moved to the under-23s. Is that true?
That's not... No. It happens all the time with players who... It happened under Jose, where I think actually Phil Jones actually played for the 23s. I've seen Bailly play there a couple of times. Players just do it to get match fitness. If they're not going anywhere or they're not playing for the first team and you want to play, you play for the 23s or 21s as it is now. Because you've obviously allowed 3 overage players. They want minutes. I mean, Paul McShane did it last year. He was as a coach. He still wanted to play, so he was playing. It's a way to get minutes, and you'd rather him be doing that than just sat around doing nothing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's weird that he's still at the club, really, isn't it? It doesn't make any sense. But apparently there were some rumours
Can't get rid of him though,
that
on
he
that contract.
was asking for like putting a transfer. What's it called? Transfer request. Sorry, I don't know why I couldn't come to my mind. And that they were denied. I don't know whether that's true or not. But
I mean,
was
he
one thing
probably
I was
wasn't
reading online.
denied. He's probably just been told no one wants you, mate.
Yeah,
I'm sure someone wants him.
you'd assume someone at some level, whether it's Championship, lower half.
Or is he going to
League,
accept
someone-
that contract? Because supposedly a couple of seasons back, it was the fact that he didn't want to earn under 100k.
Yeah.
And I don't know who's going to spend 100k on someone's dissolving with a dissolving knee. But
I don't think anyone is out there, let's be honest. People asking if the game's off. I don't believe that that's the case. No, that's not the case. We've got over 4,000 people watching, or 4,000 people watching, should I say. Can we get to 1,000 likes at least? If you're watching the video and you're enjoying it and you're excited for Manchester United, hit the like button, please. It is on. It looks as though I don't actually know who said this officially, but it seems to be just general accepted wisdom that the Premier League games will be off for the next weekend or two. I don't know who said that. I don't know if that's official. It's just like everyone's sort of saying
what actually happens after whatever happened? But what's
I don't know. I don't know because I remember obviously.
Is there like a written law?
Yeah, there will be.
It's not happened in 70 years, has it?
Yeah, well, Prince is what? Sorry. 10 days of national mourning, I think.
What
is
does
the
that
official
mean?
thing.
Like,
I don't
we
know.
all just step out
So,
of
like,
houses and cry?
I don't know. I don't know if there'll be bank
just got
holidays
one
or
idea.
time off or what. Like when Prince Philip died, there was an extra bank holiday, wasn't there? And there was like, loads of stuff going on. And apparently, when Diana died, there was no football that weekend either. So there is precedent for this, and obviously there'll be loads of things written in law and etc. etc. In terms of national sport and all that sort of stuff, because it's. The FA is still isn't Prince William is like the head of the FA, isn't he? It's still like a national
call the
kind
shots.
Organisation. So I don't. It just seems to be accepted.
I mean, if
that
they
there
did
will be
it
Premier League
with
games cancelled, but I
Diana,
don't know
then I'm guessing they'd do it with Liz.
Yeah, exactly. So who knows? But we'll obviously bring you any update as soon as it comes out. But
Sorry,
now,
if
the
everyone's
game tonight
confused.
is going ahead.
I keep saying what a finish in the background because I keep seeing these like, do you
It's
know
like
when
goal of the
BT
week
have got
highlights.
like just like loads of banging European goals?
Yeah.
But that's what we're watching in the background right now.
I don't think the games will get cancelled. I'm sure they'll just be rescheduled. I can't imagine two game weeks just get scrapped out of nowhere.
It's Full Lights just play midweek.
Yeah, exactly. Surely.
Talking about number 9s, look at that from Dembele.
He looks.
No, he's not just back down.
It was weird that he looked slow though, and yet no one.
No,
caught him
but
up.
do you see how he picked it up? I think
Yeah.
you look at your laptop at the start, mate. That was brilliant.
No, he's a good. I don't know. He's one of those players that I feel like
We're always linked to him, but it just
we're always
doesn't make
linked to him,
sense.
and I think he's good at that level. But I don't think he's good enough to take United.
Actually, it's a decent topic to talk about now with the number 9s that are currently moving. Obviously, Isak's moved now. Harden's gone City. There's a few movements. Who would you say that fits Nunes? Thank God we missed him.
What's it called? Who just went to Juventus in January?
Vlahovic.
Yeah, Vlahovic
that
as well.
Market, who would you go for next summer? Say Ronaldo's moved on. You want a different profile to Martial, even if Martial's doing well. What would you go? Because I know who my guy is.
I tell you, I don't. Ours might be the same. I don't know if I don't know if you like him. I genuinely think for the price and for I think Ten Hag has proven. I think as well, like even someone like City has proven with Gabriel Jesus, where he was enough for them to win pretty much every trophy except the Champions League. Like they haven't had a goal scoring number 9 for the best part of 4 or 5 years, really, because Pep's never really loved Aguero, has he? I think someone like Martial on his best day would be decent. I think someone like Tammy Abraham or Ivan Toney.
I'm just saying, like, in
do a
terms
job.
of, I think Martial, because of his injury record, even if he has a good season.
Yeah.
By the way, for what Martial has done in pre-season and those little moments he had against Liverpool, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Like, and I'd love for him to stay fit and do that. But I think even if he's at the top of his game, you want 2 different
Yeah, you
profiles.
definitely
We've
need
seen that with
someone
City
else.
because City needed that actually at times. But my guy's Tammy Abraham. It's so clear for me, like, in terms of what is available like that. Like, I think people are sleeping massively on him, and I sort of called these. I was saying Isak last year, and people were killing me for it. And I think within a few minutes of that game against Liverpool, you see like the touch and how much better when he's got direct wingers around him, and he doesn't become just a focal point of the attack.
Genuinely, Tammy Abraham's goal scoring record isn't obviously world class, because if it was, we'd know about it.
Yes.
But it is better than most people would think it is. So at Chelsea in 2019-20, he got 18 in 47, which is more than 1 in 3. I think more than 1 in 3. Yeah, just under 1 in 2.
In his first proper season.
First
for a
proper
top
season.
team.
The season after that, he got 12 in 32, which is 1 in 3. Then he went down to the Championship, 26 in 48, 8 in 39, 26 in 40. And then last season for Roma, he got 27 goals in 53 games, which is almost exactly 1 in 2. Like, he is a player that has scored 20 plus goals 3 times in his career, has scored 18 goals for Chelsea. Like, he's a good goal scorer.
What
People
I like
forget that.
about Tammy is he's scoring goals, and he's scoring crucial goals. The goal, I think, against Leicester to get to the European final last year, I know it was the Conference League and whatnot, but the goals in that game, I mean, when I look at that, I start seeing like a proper night. The other day, the Juventus game as well. Brilliant, fantastic finish. Like, being in that area is similar to the goal he scored in the semi-final. So we'll just have to see, I think, what he can bring if he moves back to the Premier League. But I'd like it to be a Man United that he moves to.
I think he's someone as well that is, let's be honest, he's never going to cost you 60, 70 million. I just don't think he is. I think because he's had a time in the Premier League, I think you could get him for 50 or under pretty much any time. Like, unless he starts getting 30 plus goals a season, I don't think he's going to cost you tons of money.
It's his general play that's improving for me. I think because of the way Jose plays, last season, if you look at his game away to Leicester in that European tie, he was just driving with the ball forward by himself, taking people on, waiting a moment, then finding the pass. And this season, I think it's good the fact that Dybala moved, because he's someone that loves playing off a number 9. So what I'm seeing a lot from Roma this season, I've tried to watch as much as I can from Roma because I like watching both him and Dybala, is that hold-up play and that awareness of he's got other forwards around him, and that selflessness. It's not just about him. And I feel that's improving his game overall. So I'm a massive fan of Tammy. And I think you can't always look at the data with players. Isak had 6 league goals. He come to Anfield the other day, slapped in 2 goals. I know one of them was offside, just offside. Sat Gomez down, sat Robertson down. And the first goal, what a finish. Second goal, what a finish. Like, to do that to that Liverpool defence. I mean, after watching the Napoli game, it doesn't look exactly hard. But in your first Premier League game on your debut, and you've just been allowed to play because he had his thing accepted, didn't he? Like 2 hours before kickoff. Yeah. Was so impressive. And I feel that's why you can't really look at data solely. You need to look at it within context. At Sociedad, I always said with Isak, he's someone that never had many opportunities in games because he was dropping too deep, as good as he is on the ball. But he wasn't having those direct wingers that would sort of take defenders away and make the right movements for him. And Newcastle provided it for him that day. And the same thing for me with Tammy is just someone. His goals actually look good now. 28 goals, I think you said.
27 last season.
27 last season for Roma. And he's going to continue to grow with that. But for me this season, again, I'm just seeing improvements with his general play. And yeah, playing under a coach like Mourinho, who requires a lot, who said in that event, and I agree with him, in that Juventus game, he didn't play well. He did score, but he didn't play well. Yeah. All his other games, I mean, what he did was fantastic. But yeah, we'll see. He's definitely on the list for me if Man United look to replace Ronaldo next summer.
Yeah, me too. I think he'd be a good option for not crazy money. Let's do some score predictions then, because the kickoff is in 5 minutes. Sort of crept up on us, that, hasn't it? It seems as though BT Sport aren't doing any sort of pre-match stuff. They're just doing a highlights package, obviously for obvious reasons. I think that I wonder how that was decided. Like who came up with that idea? I don't know. Anyway, score predictions. Get your thoughts in the comments. Get your score and scorers as well, so we can go through some of those. Abdul, I'll start with you. Who's scoring? And what's the score going to be?
I'm going to go with Eriksen's going to score his first goal.
Nice.
I'm going to go with Ronaldo scoring 2. We're winning 3-0. Anthony 2 assists as well.
Oh, love that.
I'm going in confident. You've got to be.
In depth. Dave?
I'm going to go 2-0.
Nice.
I'm going to say Fred first goal. Because, no one ever picks him.
No one picks him.
And then Garnacho off the bench.
Oh, I love that. Love Garnacho scoring off the bench.
Love that. Apparently, it's no coverage on all the channels until 5 minutes before. Well, it's 5 minutes before now, and it looks as though there's something happening there. Tom Lawton says 3-0. Bean says 2-0 United. Dibia Giotti says 2-0 Ronaldo with 2. Nikolai says 2-0. Big T Guitar says 5-0. And George Baker says 3-0 United. Ronaldo with a hat-trick. Sensational. Anthony is going to make a goal and Ronaldo too. I'm going to go with... I think it's going to be really hard. I think 2-1. And I think Ronaldo will score, and I think Anthony will score as well. It's going to be a hard game, this. For whatever reason, I don't know what it is.
I'm just having a look
Spanish
at the
teams are
Sociedad
so
team,
hard to
fair.
beat in Europe. Very interesting. We're just getting the commentary and the punditry come through on BT Sport. Obviously, they're starting with the news, obviously, that the Queen has died, which is why they've not had the full normal commentary and stuff going on at the start. It's actually, when you think about it, regardless of your thoughts on it, this is a monumental moment and evening. This, isn't it? Like, everything is going to be about this in the world.
Yeah.
For most of the English-speaking world will be talking about this pretty much non-stop for the next 2 weeks. It is a massive moment, isn't it?
Head of state of so many countries. as
Yeah,
well.
rightly or wrongly. I say rightly or wrongly. But yeah, she is. It is massive, isn't it? What's going on?
I'm just looking at the team
Yeah.
that Sociedad have out. They got Cubo. Is it Cubo?
Don't know.
The lad that from Madrid. I don't
Yeah.
know if he's on loan, but he was at Real Madrid. I think he's moved this summer. To be fair, they've also got Umar Sadiq, whose last couple of Europa League games actually involved Man United. It was against Partizan.
Yeah.
I remember. I think we went away. Did we go away from home? It was quite a difficult game. We won 1-0 a couple of years back on the rally. But yeah, not. If I look at that team, we should be beating these, man. And properly as well with the form that I want. I want to see some sustained possession as well, a bit more on the ball.
Yeah,
and I feel
me
like
too.
Ten Hag's doing the right thing. He's like building it up slowly. I really, really, really like what Eric's doing with his team, man. Like,
Do you know, my only worry is, and whilst I agree with you, and obviously Ten Hag is more of a is a manager that has established a tactical blueprint, if you like, at a high level, more than Ollie had, obviously, before he came in, and I think he is more of a tactician than Ollie is, and as far as I'm aware, I think Kieran McKenna did a lot of the on training pitch tactical stuff more than Ollie. Ollie was more of a manager than a coach. So obviously Ten Hag will always have his systems to revert to that he's trying to push. But I remember when Ollie, it almost like there was 2 or 3 pushes to being a front foot possession based team, and every time we get caught on the counter attack and have to change. And all of our best spells were when we were sat counter attacking top teams. One of the reasons we beat City so often, why we beat Chelsea so often, why I think we beat teams like PSG is because we got really good at counter-attacking. And it is so difficult to go from being a team that's brilliant on the counter-attack, like I think we have been this season against Liverpool, against Arsenal, to dominating games. And I just hope that Ten Hag has got enough tactically, and I think he does. I'm not doubting him, but I just hope that I'm looking forward to that transition.
I think there's a difference between a counter-attacking team and team that just likes to expose the space that's given to them when they attract the opposition into their half. When I look at that goal that we scored, Anthony's goal, I've seen those moments. I've seen those moments happen before. So yeah, there's a message up on the.
Yeah, so apparently UEFA, BT just said that UEFA said that the news of the Queen's death was too late to postpone the match. I presume that's with travelling fans, and I think the stadium was already open and stuff like that. Fair enough.
Yeah, because people will already be in the stadium.
Yeah, because the news didn't come through till just before 6 o'clock. Oh no,
Imagine
gone
that
6
happened
o'clock.
to Sociedad fans, like.
Yeah, exactly. Like there'll be 1,000 or 2 Spanish fans in Old Trafford when that news came out. It wouldn't be fair to cancel it or postpone it, would it? So there you go. That's why these games are going ahead, and also that is obviously a nod to the fact that probably this weekend's Premier League games won't be going ahead, which that's just tradition, obviously. And then obviously they'll be doing a minute's silence now at the game as well. Yeah, I hope that I think that's one thing that you can say with Arsenal is they're a team that is, whether they get it right and get top 4, and I don't think they will, but they're a team that is at the point of their evolution now where they are trying to dominate games, aren't they? And that's.
But I think
they're
what
not
Arsenal,
doing that successful every week, but that's where they are.
I think what Arsenal have done, what Arteta's done so well is gradually grown that, and I think he switched. I think the guys were saying it the other day on the overlap, which was fair analysis, where they switched from that thing where he's like being a bit pragmatic, Arteta, into that, then being a bit more controlling. The only thing I'll say about Arsenal, which I hope and I don't think Man United will fall into, is I've been saying this about them all season, especially after the Palace game and the couple of goals they conceded against Leicester, Villa and Fulham. When they give the opposition the ball, they almost look vulnerable 100% of the time. I feel like there is a pass through that team, and we've seen that. And Man United didn't have a lot of the ball for a lot of the game, but a lot of the time, once we got on it, it felt like that threaded ball from Frederickson was killing them every time. And there was a way of opening up. People are forgetting, we actually had a couple of good opportunities in that game. Now, I was listening to you guys the other day, and I was on the same show, and people were saying, you know, like, oh, you guys didn't have Arsenal had the better chances. I don't think they did.
No, I don't think they did.
I genuinely mean this. Like, I'm not just like, I didn't just go back, and I actually went back and watched the game. Frederickson at the back post.
Yeah.
Just because he had possession doesn't mean he had the bigger chances. And those are ways, a lot of the time we're dragging Arsenal towards us to then hit them in a certain way. We're not just sitting in a bank of like 10 and then just going, we're throwing the ball over the top.
No,
a lot of it was good line-breaking football.
It's considered stuff, isn't it?
It was like Frederickson, Bruno into the last line. And I think we've seen that pattern, haven't we? The Liverpool game and the Leicester game, the way we scored, we could see a bit of that.
My memory is absolutely shit. What did you say as a prediction?
I said 3-0.
3-0?
2-0.
2-0. Good
You said
stuff.
2-1,
I said 2-1. I remember what I said because I'm
you said it.
deeply selfish,
Thought of
Dave.
it.
I'm deeply selfish. I remember what I do, and everyone else does. What everyone else does isn't good.
Irrelevant.
The game's kicked off. Can we get just a tipple more volume, please? I missed the theme tune. Did they not?
No. They
Oh.
don't have the flag in the middle either. The Europa League flag.
Fucking hell. Right, the game's kicked off. Ronaldo with a high press. We love to see it. Ian Dark and Robbie Savage. Actually, that's probably a bit too loud. Sorry, I do this every single game. Thanks.
Do we not have like a star above our Europa League badge to say we've won it?
Yeah, we should do, shouldn't we?
European teams do that. I think did Chelsea do it?
You do it with the Champions
No,
League.
I think a lot of teams do it. Like Ajax is every 10 titles they win, they have a star.
Fucking hell.
Shows how much they're dominating in it every 10 titles.
I know.
Mad.
Yeah, I kind of like that we don't do
We
that.
should have 2 stars.
Forest did it, didn't Forest did it
2
or do
European.
it?
Well, they're the most successful team in Europe.
Yeah.
In it twice, won it twice.
Incredible, that, isn't it? Back to back as well.
Yeah.
Fantastic, that. Yeah. Isn't it weird as well that the Forest got promoted and then won the league. So they got promoted into, let's say, the Premier League. Obviously, it was Division 1 back then. Got promoted into Division 1, won it the next year. The year after that, won the Champions League. The year after that, won the Champions League again.
It is mental.
It's insane. It's fucking right good.
Just to highlight there.
Imagine, like, you know what?
Sorry, Abdul.
Gonna
Go
get
on.
myself a season ticket. We're in Division 2
Yeah.
to see what it's all about.
Yeah. 3 years later, you've won 2 Champions Leagues and a league. Incredible.
Just to highlight there from
Look at that!
Casemiro, there was a quick pass right into Eriksen's feet, and then we managed to progress so quick.
I love that
That's what
Anthony
we
there
wanna
as well.
see.
To see him defending there.
So aggressive coming back.
Just fucking slamming. Look at that. That's a clear foul and he's not giving it. God bless. Absolute. That's a foul all day, that
Ball
isn't
had
it?
already gone.
Yeah, ball had gone out, ref. Oh no, did he give it? Oh, fuck's sake. Not a foul, no day. No day of the week. David Silva, 36.
David Silva, I forgot about him.
Did when he had his hair transplant?
Yeah, he looks good. It's one of the better ones, isn't it?
He's done really well for him, that. Really well. I don't know if I'd get a hair transplant. I don't think I would. I think I'd just go bald.
I can't imagine you bald though. If you had the money, I don't see the issue.
No, it's true. Yeah, if you got the money, go for
Imagine
it.
it goes wrong though.
What, and you end up growing hair on your whole face?
No, not like that. But like, imagine you get like some sort of disease. Or
Yeah, and then they'll just give me a scalp transplant.
You
You know what I
do
mean?
take
I'll
hairs
transplant.
from your own head. It's not for
I'll
someone
just keep
else's.
transplanting whatever the rotten flesh is. I'll transplant
Remember
that for
when
new
Rooney
stuff.
got
Give me a
his?
new skull and
Rooney
that.
was good, but the problem was he should have waited till he fully went bald. He did it midway through, so he's receding, and then he had it done,
Yeah.
and then he went bald here.
Went all behind it. Yeah,
I think at that stage you just need to call it, innit?
There are some levels of baldness where there's no point transplanting.
Yeah. I think
But
Do you know what I mean?
Rooney
Some
sorted
people.
his
Do you know
out.
there's
He did
people that
it
are
again,
bald
didn't
by the age of like 22?
he? Yeah.
he was bald by the age of
My
18.
granddad.
That's what I mean. Like Rooney, you're too bald. There are some people where you'll go back at the corners till the age of about 40 and then it gets a bit thin.
Yeah, mine's gone back a bit.
You are transplant number one. You'd be perfect for it because you're not like a bald person,
No.
but you just got, we can fill the corners in for you.
Yeah, perfect.
Let's get you in there. Anyone in the comments know how we can get a discount transplant? Dave's
Or a
happy
free
to do
one.
it. Or a free one. I'll do it in the back of a CEX.
We'll vlog it if you want.
Do you know what I mean? I feel like it feels like something they do in the dentist, doesn't it? A hair transplant. Same sort of chair. Do you think it's like a barber?
No, I think it's like a
salon?
hospital.
No.
Because they have to dig them out the back of your head.
Why do,
Remember
and I hate
Ronaldo
to
had
say
a-
this, not
an
in a
advert
dirty
in
way.
Spain for that hair transplant.
Why aren't they doing it out of
In the NHS.
dead people hair?
Because
Do you know like you get like a liver transplant?
Because
Oh,
I
I
think
wanna
if you
make
do
a
it at your own,
joke.
do it at your own.
Yeah, don't do that.
It's the same,
What?
Don't.
What are you on about?
Sorry, go on.
same colour and
Oi.
the length.
Casemiro.
grows.
Oh! Oh, play on.
Lovely loud scream there from me. Sorry. Surely that you can keep
Ooh,
someone's
Linda.
hair on ice.
No, but wouldn't you want your own hair? Because
No.
you must have had, with long hair, I used to have long hair. Every now and again, the hair goes in your mouth. You
Oh,
don't want
yeah.
someone else's hair in your mouth.
No, that's true. Yeah, you don't want Linda from Buckingham. You don't want her hair, do you? That's a good point. Their goalie absolutely spilled and spoofed that. Good touch there. Sorry, is Dallo playing as an inverted fullback here? He is, isn't he? Playing as like a central midfielder.
The fullbacks, innit?
We'll take that.
I'm
Maybe
really
it's a game
excited.
to test a bit more of what Ten Hag wants to bring, but can't really test in the Premier League.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
I like the start, by the way. This has been a very good start from Man United.
Yeah, it's been nice.
Very impressive.
It's weird seeing someone that's 18 and it's not Bruno. My brain still thought that was Bruno
Yeah.
for a second.
Okay.
Malacia
And
is
because-
just
because he's wearing
determination
8 as well,
personified.
you just think,
Yeah.
18, you just can't see the one.
Because I saw the back of it and thought, surely Bruno's not painting, and then I realised it's Casemiro. Nice little chip from Maguire there.
It does look like,
Ah,
I'm not sure, but it does
shucks.
look like Fred and Ericsson are a bit more advanced.
Yeah, we've got
That's
Casemiro
why
as
Fred's
your,
getting the first goal, like I said.
as your holder. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a bad
Look
shot.
at that Casemiro just absolutely patrolling in front of the centre backs there, isn't he? He almost he loves dropping into that centre back line as well.
Mm.
He just loves having the play in front of him.
Come on.
Do you know, like Fred, when he played as a DM, he would play as like a really roaming DM, wouldn't he? Which is why he gets caught out of position all the time. Casemiro's the opposite, isn't he? He just sits in front of the defence.
It's what Man United have needed, man.
Yeah. Just
I
just
really like Fred in
between
this
the
role
lines.
because he's so good at just like turning the ball over for us.
Yeah.
And then when he's in that area, he just makes a short pass to
Yeah.
the next player.
I think,
Where in deep, he struggles a bit
yeah,
more.
I think this is under Ten Hag is where we'll see the best of Fred. Everyone thought we'd see it under Ragnick, the way Ragnick played. That this
Yeah.
is where Fred's going to shine, but it didn't really work. Ragnick with United, but I think under Ten Hag, I think he'll be a key player. I think
Yeah.
all these midfielders that have come in and was like, oh, we're finally going to get rid of McTominay and Fred. I disagree. I think they're going to be essential.
Yeah, I agree.
This looks like we're playing Aston Villa, you know.
Yeah.
The shirts, I'm bugging, but it does look like Villa.
Ooh. Casemiro didn't want to use his left foot there. Do you know when he passed the ball out for a throw in? It was weird. He sort of flicked the ball with the outside of his right foot straight out for a throw in. He's looked a little bit clunky on the ball at times, I think.
Yeah, you've got to get used to the pace of like the team and intensity of the team
Yeah.
as well, like the patterns that have been reoccurring. But I think it's a bit easier for someone like Anthony to come in as a forward.
Yeah.
But I think when you're in midfield, that's where like there's less room for error, of course, and you need a bit more control.
Brilliant.
That's very, very,
Love
very
that.
good from Malacia. I would have gone to the left though, straight away.
Yeah.
That was brilliant from Malacia.
Yeah.
I like how aggressive he is in those moments. Like he reads that
he
so
covers.
well.
He covers
I think
20 yards when their player covers 5.
Alanga needs to go back to Malacia there.
Yeah.
Catch that run.
Fred's just not got that in his locker, has he? He can make that pass 2 times out of 10, like a little chipped ball over the
Yeah.
defence.
It's nearly there.
Yeah, exactly. Well done, Chris.
Ericsson.
I've never heard anyone call him Chris, but
Yeah, I've
I
taken to
think
calling
that's-
him Chris. I call
I'm with
Ronaldo
you.
Chris as well. Chris Ronaldo, Chris Eriksen,
Chris
Chris Benteke.
It's like Ronaldo here, though. I don't think I've ever called him Ronaldo.
Have you not?
It's always been Ronnie.
Really? I call them both Ronaldo.
It's old school name, Ronnie, as well.
Yeah, I like Ronnie. That's a good pass. Loves the switch to do Ten Hag.
Like that, man.
Absolutely loves the switch. I would love it if Dallo really sort of ascended into being a top fullback, you know.
Yeah.
The amount of times he's been written off as well.
I'll say it, I've written him off in the past.
I haven't.
You love him?
I've always loved Dalot, and I've taken some pelters on here, to be fair, just because I think maybe because from our United fans' perspective, they might have not seen his time at Milan or like some of the under-17s, under-20 time for Portugal, and just like you start seeing where if he's part of a structure that's set up there, where you've got a coach that knows how to use him and utilize him. And I thought one thing that stood out for me with Ten Hag is Matsurawi. Even the season where they made the Champions League latter stages wasn't that great, and I think he just continued to build as a player, and that's something I can see that can happen with Dalot, because from behind the scenes you hear about how much he wants to be here, and he's actually a United fan. He wants to make this work, and there's been opportunities for him to move, from what I know, and he's stuck around, and he really wants to make it at Man United, which is always a good thing. I don't know what Anthony's trying to do.
Anthony's kicking the ball against his own ankle there. Interesting to note as well, I say it's interesting, you might find it interesting, that Maguire and Lindelof, who almost every game they played together under Ole was Maguire on the left-hand side, Lindelof on the right, is now Maguire on the right, Lindelof on the left. Don't know why. Obviously Ten Hag wants it the other way around.
He wants Maguire on the right.
Yeah, but that is different.
I think maybe it's that switch of play.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant ball from Eriksen, just unlucky there.
I love that. That's what I love about Maguire sometimes.
Yeah, me too.
Douche.
Just a fucking face going through someone's back. It looked like he headed it through that other player's head, didn't he?
I feel like in that area, Man United so far in this game could have done a bit better.
Yeah.
That ball over the top to Elanga didn't need to happen. There needs to just be a bit more control once we get into these areas.
He just hits him and then slaps him on the back of the head.
Yeah. It's weird that you're allowed to do that, what he did there. Because you can slow down and run across someone's path, and that's not a foul. He's fouled you. But if you stop and run across someone's path, then you fouled them. Like, where's the line drawn there? Their defender just ran across Elanga and then got tripped up by him.
But he did push him and then flop it.
Yeah, he did. But like, I don't know. It's it's one of those things, and you just feel it watching it. One way is a foul, one way isn't. But it's almost the same thing. Out for a throw in on United's left hand side. Eriksen making that's a poor throw in that. It's a bit bobbly here. Well done, Lindelof. That's a Dallo. I like this, just driving forward. Just feels like there's patterns that can be utilised at all times, doesn't it? He was looking for the switch there, wasn't he, Dallo?
It just looks like there's not a forward pass, but there's always a pass on. We're never running into somewhere thinking, what am I going to do with the ball?
It feels like they're encouraged to pass it through the lines more quickly as well. Not that we're doing that at the moment. Just keeping the ball. Slowing it down a bit. Casemiro there telling him to slow down. That's not a foul. That's not a foul, that. He just leaned back into Fred, and Fred moved out the way and he fell over. It's like, you got to stand there and let him lean back into you, otherwise you fouled him.
It's a trust exercise.
I know, yeah, fucking hell. Casemiro with a weird ball up to Ronaldo there, wasn't it? I mean, it worked, it got to him, but it seemed a bit forced. Just a bit. United struggling to get the ball up through the midfield at the moment. Seem to be passing it around the defence quite a lot, don't they?
Seem as well when they go back, our back four is quite compact.
Yeah.
Looks like the wingers or the fullbacks, they're in quite a lot of space. They haven't really found him much, but
Anthony and Elanga both on that left-hand side at the moment. Ronaldo on the right, or the furthest right of any of them. And now Anthony's come back over. Interesting to see because he loves fluidity within a formation, Ten Hag. So he has his players set up a certain way, and they'll always be in those positions. But there's always loads of like changes and movement within those players. Yeah. Slightly flat at the minute. Get your comments in. Thoughts on the first 13 minutes. Someone says, no hope if Fred is running the midfield. Is he running the midfield? He's in the midfield.
To be fair, he's that good, he is running it.
Yeah.
Ronaldo's on here. Go on, Ronnie.
Why
I
does-
knew he'd chop in.
You know, he's got a left foot. Just shoot with your left foot.
Yeah.
I think it's because he couldn't load that shot up quick enough.
Yeah.
A year or two ago, he probably would have.
Didn't have the speed to pull away either, did he? Oh. Interesting. It's unusual to see a player start with a head bandage on. Is it a bandage that he's got on? Looks like it.
Yeah.
Who's that?
I don't know if it was in the
their
warm-up or...
striker.
Oh, that Umar Sadiq.
Yeah.
Nigeria's number
Just might have a
9.
couple of stitches that I just need to protect.
Is it?
Yeah, he's played number 9 for Nigeria. Pretty sure. Touch.
Yeah. Where do you think these would finish in the Premier League? If they...
Bottom 10.
Do you think?
With that team, bro, that team stinks, man. That's a bad team. I can't even lie. Even if they beat us, that's a bad team.
Ooh. Well done, Malacia.
Malacia, man. So good there. Look how he just steps in. Like, he just sniffs it. Like, he just knows when that ball's going to come in. That's one thing him and Martin has really brought to that team. Like that. Being first to those moments.
Yeah. Just always on the front foot, aren't they, rather than waiting for it to happen?
Because it's not just a defensive aspect, it helps you going forward as well. Because if you can win it in those key areas like we've seen him do earlier, that is brilliant. That's brilliant from Frederickson.
Yeah, it is.
Elanga just needs to hold and go inside, try find a cross. Brilliant. No, man.
Should have turned.
Fred needs to turn there. But come on, Fred.
That's better. Overlap.
Played. No, use. Why didn't you just hold it there and use the low, man?
I don't know if he knew he was coming. Oh, he should know though, shouldn't he? That's the whole part.
Yeah,
the whole point of the system is that you know someone's overlapping.
One thing I don't like sometimes with not Ronaldo's fault exactly. Don't know if it is, but how sometimes our players just force things to him. I don't know if you guys noticed that.
I wonder if it's like a subconscious thing because it's who he is. Like you want him to like you.
To force it. I think if we just hold on there or play it to the low, you probably have a bigger chance of getting a proper chance for Ronaldo, anyways.
Yeah. We've had 41% possession so far, United, which isn't great. Not really made a chance either, have we?
Just that Ronaldo one, really.
Yeah. I think they were showing the replay. It looked like he might have been offside, but
that was brilliant from Frederickson, though, innit? That carrying with composure. Played there
really
for
good.
Ronaldo.
Again.
Casemiro
Nice.
did really well.
Really
Take
well.
your time there and find the ball to the right.
Oh,
Great ball.
unlucky.
I think almost Ronaldo didn't anticipate that.
It's like he didn't.
Did
he
go
didn't
over
think
his
that
head
was coming,
slightly, but he didn't think he could pull that off.
No, it looked like that was a lovely pass from Casemiro because he could have easily gone to Anthony there.
Yeah, he did. To be fair, he asked for it. That's nearly a perfect ball.
Yeah. Just too much in it, too high, too far.
Good move though.
Yeah, really good.
Variation in the way we create there. Be nice if Ronaldo gets a couple.
Yeah,
just because I think if that Palace game does go ahead, like that's a game that I can maybe see someone like Ronaldo playing. To be fair.
Yeah, and also we want our strikers to be on form, don't we? Like, regardless of whether you want him to start every week, I want him to be scoring goals when he's playing.
Anthony.
Yeah, taking too many on there, Anthony.
I think he needs those moments just to.
Good pressure there from Fred, which forced a bad pass that Elanga cut out, and then that's our ball, surely. That looked like it already went out.
I think we get back in a decent defensive shape in a much quicker way, don't we?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I think the gaps seem to be so much smaller than they have been in the last 3 or 4 seasons, to be honest.
It's a great name, Sheriff, though.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's got the Sheriff's badge as well as their badge. How have they got that? How have they managed to pull that off?
So good.
It is. I'd love to support them. Sheriff FC. Look at that. It's a sheriff's
good.
badge.
It's so good.
I love it as well. Like, where are they? It's a Moldovan professional football club based in Tiraspol, a city located in the unrecognised breakaway state of Transnistria.
That's an away day I'd love to do.
I don't know. It scares me that.
Yeah, that's
breakaway
why.
state.
An unrecognised breakaway state of Transnistria. That's what it says on Wikipedia.
Yeah, you're getting your head taken off, lad.
I'm reading Wikipedia. I have no political knowledge or, vision of
You can have
where Sheriff
This
are
is what
based.
you get though with the
Moldovan
Europa League.
rebels in the
you get
comments, bro.
places that are interesting.
Yeah,
Everyone-
certainly. Regardless of, the way that place is ran, it is an interesting thing to read on a Wikipedia page.
Exactly.
By the way, they are winning against Omonia 1-0.
I forgot that.
Ibrahim
team in our group.
Akanbi Rashid has scored for them. So as it stands, Sheriff are top of the group.
Imagine we drop out the group. That'd be fun.
Into the Europa Conference.
That'd be
Dave
a
getting
bit-
his
that would
wish.
Does that happen?
Yeah. Third place goes in the Europa Conference. I think it
Go
does.
and then go and win that. We could do that. That could have been the greatest thing ever.
No, that'd be
Win the Europa
horrible.
League Conference this season. Next season, Europa League. Season after, Champions League.
Oh, yes, please. No one's ever done that.
Roma could.
Roma could. But yeah. If they're in this year, obviously, aren't they? Because they won the thing. That'd be great. Imagine Jose winning Conference, Europa League, Champions League, back-to-back seasons, and then retiring. Just back out on top. I'd love that.
The Bravka there.
Yeah. Part of the long head gang. Definitely long and narrow, that head, isn't it? It's very similar head shape to David De Gea, actually. Not that has any bearing whatsoever on his goalkeeping
Head-shape
ability.
expert.
But he's got compare that to a Shea Given, who's very much a round head gang.
Yeah.
Shay Given, and remember that guy, the one that who was QPR's keeper?
Oh yeah, Julio Cesar.
No, not Julio Cesar. The one that's just always trying to troll us online.
Don't know.
Am I bugging?
Paddy Kenny.
Yeah.
Paddy Kenny, yeah.
He's got a round head.
Yeah.
He's more of a
round head.
Sheffield United man for me.
Yeah, I think of him as Sheffield United.
He looks like he's taken.
He was back in the era when you could be a bit of a chubby goallie. Those days seem to be gone now.
I was gonna say he's gone down the Alan Brazil route
Do you know what I
these
mean?
days, hasn't he?
Yeah, but even when he played, he always had a bit
Looks
of
like he's
timber in
about
him.
to explode.
Come on, Anthony. Yeah, Alan.
I think
You know, like
what-
footballers
I
that
can't remember
just
if
get
it-
fat too quick.
Yeah. Do you
after
know, like a
their career?
radiator where you have to put the key in and open it and let the excess air out? Someone has to do that to Alan Brazil once a week. Just let the excess
I
air
can't
out.
believe how he looks.
It's
Like, is it the drink?
I mean, we can't possibly comment, but
No.
wow, him and Ray Parler. Look at that. That is.
Is that legit?
He used to play for Manchester United. That man.
Whenever I see pictures of that.
Can I just show you this picture to the watch along? This is obviously a lot of people know Alan Brazil isn't. Much has been made of his weight, and it is actually genuinely quite sad. But imagine that you look in the mirror, and this is what looks back. That's
Oh
just
my
what
life.
is that? Just a bright purple orb. Just a planet looking back at you. It looks like his head looks like a sweet. I mean,
Man United
genuinely
legend,
incredible.
Alan Brazil.
Yeah.
How
What was
good
his head
he,
like?
Yeah, I think he was very bad for
What was
Man
his head
United.
like
Was he
in his
rubbish?
playing days?
His head in his playing days was like that. Yeah, so this is him for Manchester United. I'll show this picture here. That was him for United. It's too bright, that, isn't it? There you go. You can't really see his face, but you can see that he's got the body of an athlete, and now he's got
Ericsson
the
out to
Boddingtons of an
Alanga.
athlete. Go on, Alanga.
Go on, Anthony.
Go on, then.
Does very well
Go on.
there, man.
When you see he's pulling it back and you think, oh, it's Fred, you think,
Listen,
we'll take a corner.
I think
Alanga
Alanga
did
usually
really
in those moments struggles a lot. I feel like that Liverpool game the other day, like where he had the composure in that moment. Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, really nice, that.
Gotta give him that.
And you know
Made the
what?
right ball.
It's good defending,
to
though, that.
play it back to Fred as well.
I think Fred had awareness of what was on the other side. I think he had Ronaldo on the edge and someone else.
Yeah.
But still got a corner out of it.
Corner to United.
Casemiro's a bit of the roundhead gang, isn't he?
Ball.
Oh, yeah, Casemiro's round head gang. I think you've either got a round head or a long head. I think I'm long head.
Well, but Alan Brazil's not a roundhead, is it? He's
No, Alan Brazil's wider than it is long, which I didn't even think was possible.
like, hey, Arnold.
Yeah, football head. Yeah, people say you either look like a horse or a frog.
Well, hit off the low's head there, but it was coming down nicely for him if he.
Yeah,
If
sorry,
you
good point.
anticipated that.
There is a game on. Sorry. Oh. I'm getting caught up in head shapes, you know.
I mean,
you know
it is
how
the
goes.
Europa League, to be fair. Don't blame me.
Go on.
Oh,
Ronaldo's odd, isn't he?
been a bit on top the last 5 minutes, though, haven't we? Yeah.
Yeah.
In what way is Ronaldo odd?
I don't know. I feel like if he wasn't Ronaldo, he wouldn't be playing. He's looked really poor, I think, this season so far. I know his head's obviously not in it, right, and he might take a while to get back in it, but
Not gonna lie, when you said Ronaldo's odd, I thought you were talking about his head shape.
No,
I
no.
thought we didn't move on from that topic.
no, we haven't moved on from it, but I wasn't talking about that. But I think he's been really poor so far this year.
The thing is, he's getting the chances, which a lot of the time managers do sort of just ride with that for a bit because you're getting into the positions.
Yeah.
When he came on against Leicester, I had a couple. Brentford, I know we lost, but the second half he had quite a few. There
Yeah.
he is, chasing things down.
Pressing up the pitch, which is good. Forcing a long ball, win that.
Good that.
That's the
Brilliant.
plan.
Great
in
touch to
motion
low.
right there.
That's what you want to see. Fred, you got a
Brilliant.
release. Use the Langer.
Ronaldo's in.
Brilliant.
Poor first
Brilliant.
touch.
That was
That
great.
was spot on. That's
Start
exactly what you want from
the
a
press,
from a press.
win it back.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, all started with Ronaldo, and it could have finished up there
Yeah,
with
he did
him.
well there, Ronaldo. But that's the thing. Part of pressing isn't about winning the ball off the player. It's about winning the second ball when they have to play a long ball out like that.
Great
He's
ball
onside
from
as well.
Frederickson, man. Difficult one.
It's a
there.
tough first touch. I'm not going to blame him for that one. He's in a good position there.
You'd have to have a Bergkamp
Yeah.
esque touch there. Around
But really good that from United. Good clip in there as well. Anthony.
Nice touch.
Back post. Oh,
Okay.
bit of a half cross, half shot that, wasn't it? Sort of passed it to the back post.
What I can't remember if it was you or Adam said on the overlap about Anthony's. He could be reminded of like Nani, where
Yeah.
moments where
he's
you're
sort of
gonna
skillful
be-
and inconsistent is what the kind of reports seem to say from his Ajax days. Like he's someone that could, as he gets older. But he's only been playing like top sort of European football for 2 seasons. It's mad how quickly he's sort of accelerated through the ranks. So hopefully he can get more consistent because he looks to be good, but he's been a bit wasteful in this game so far. as well.
I can imagine these games where, especially if you don't win them, you get frustrated by him.
He got sent.
Unlucky. Someone just cracked up at the Hey Arnold reference.
Casemiro got done there.
Someone's laughing at your Hey Arnold reference.
Not seeing Hey Arnold for a
No, I don't.
long time.
Solrak with a super chat says, "Is that Ethan laughing in the background?" He said, "Also shout out to the Sloppy Joe's
Sociedad
podcast."
There, nearly scored.
Reese says, "I like him, but Flintoff as a baby. Google it."
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing that.
No, Freddie Flintoff, baby.
It's the second picture there. That one, yeah, the first one.
He looks about 68. So Andrew Flintoff,
Them arms, though. No wonder
yeah,
he's a good bowler.
yeah, he'd been a good butcher. There's Andrew Flintoff. Anyone hasn't seen it as a baby. Slightly, just looks old. It looks like Alan Brazil now, doesn't he? Anyway,
Why are you Googling pictures of 2-year-olds?
no problem there. I think that's fine. Just a celebrity picture.
That's not an excuse.
If you no, actually, don't worry about it. But go on Dogs Trust. There's plenty of 2-year-old Labradors. No one's looking at you if you're going on that. So.
Oh, someone score, man. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah,
like,
no. Let's get a goal
you're
in
up.
this
Oi,
shit.
Fred, there. The ball's just bouncing all over the shot.
That's a
man.
foul,
I'll
ref.
take that.
See, I
Ronaldo
don't
got fouled first as well. Fred asking for the yellow. That's a bit of a relic of the mid-2000s, that, isn't it? Players going like that. You don't see it as much anymore.
It's not a yellow though, is it?
Treat yourself to one, Dave. Go on, really ask
No,
the ref.
I detest it.
No, ask the referee. Like, come on, ref, come on, because you can't do it on the pitch. Do it now. Do it in
I
the
detest
comfort
it.
of the studio.
No.
Why do you detest it? I like doing that.
Yeah, you can
Diving
say
ref when
he's
you've clearly
diving.
fouled someone.
We can't tell the ref he needs booking.
Yeah, but you can in here.
But if he books you, you can tell him that was a
ruddy, terrible decision, ref.
exactly.
You silly
How's
ref.
the season going for Paddock?
We're not playing this week. We're not going to be playing for 2 weeks.
Or is it just like a break in the league? Or is it
No,
just-
we've just got an issue with the home ground at the moment.
Ah, fair enough.
But yeah, it's not going too bad, to be honest.
I watched one of the games back the other day. I had
Nice.
some kid that just looked quality, man. I forgot his name.
Fred
Go
wants
on,
to
Fred,
hit
have a
this.
go.
Fred wants to hit this. I knew he
Man,
did.
just play
Just
out to
play the
left,
system,
though.
like, do it right. Why are you
is the
doing
ball
that?
not going to the left
I
there?
know.
Like, come on,
That
man.
annoys me, that.
We're getting it. By the way, I really like where the low's coming. He does very well here, by the way, but the ball's... There's an option out to the
Hits it
left.
straight at Tuilanga as well.
Come on, man. We need to be doing better in those areas.
I know.
We're getting into these areas a lot, which is nice, but there we are again.
Brilliant.
Alanga, brilliant,
Brilliant,
man.
that.
Pull it back.
Fantastic.
Oh, that's
unlucky.
poor.
Fred seems to be picking up that area, innit, on the edge.
Yeah.
Does very well there to win it back. I really like how quick we're regaining
Yeah,
possession.
me too. Again.
Quick, man. That ball's got to come in very quick. Nice. Good. Keep the wing.
Well done. Good tackle, Casemiro on the edge of the box.
Brilliant. Great work.
This pressing's lovely. Never getting that.
It's not. I just tripped. He didn't foul him, did he? Offside.
Miles off.
Maguire cuts it off. Anyway.
Annoying that, because if you leave it, he's offside, and instead he's getting a booking. Is it a dive? Does he just not give anything? What? I don't know how that's not either a foul by Maguire or a dive from their player. It's just our throw
Give
in.
a throw in.
Good.
Interesting.
What are you doing? But yeah, we're getting... I like the way we're regaining possession in this game, to be
Yeah.
fair. Just need to be doing a bit better when we get on it. I feel like if we had Bruno on the pitch now, or even Rashford,
Yeah.
could have probably got something out of some of those situations.
Again, no offense to Fred, because his pressing is helpful, but twice now Alanga's pulling the ball back to the edge of the box for what you would assume
He's
would
not
be
natural
either
to
a
him,
first-time shot or a chip to the back post, and it's coming to Fred both times, and that's not what he's good at, is it?
Brilliant there.
Yeah.
All right, play the pass though. Don't get caught.
Brilliant, and then taking too long.
Poor that.
Needs to do better. Thing is, like, Fred's giving you that what you want on that side. That's
Love that.
great.
Love
effort
that.
from
Casemiro.
I know Casemiro's had some weird moments, but he's also had moments where, like,
Yeah.
you understand why he was so great for Madrid.
Yeah.
Like some of the first-time passes.
Yeah. And just getting tackles in as well is done 2 or 3 of them.
Come on, not just your head down, man. You've got to turn. You almost knew what was happening there.
I
man.
know. It's not a foul. He's going to give it because he just will.
Oh, saw ball that.
Well done.
We need to be doing better in those areas, man. Just getting in promising positions and it's just dying.
Throwing to Sociedad on the right hand side. They're just saying too late to postpone it. I wonder what that exactly means. Because obviously, it's not. Do you know what I mean? It hadn't kicked off. So theoretically, it could be postponed. I guess.
I mean,
yeah.
I've been in a stadium where the game's been called off.
Yeah.
The Bournemouth when they had that fake bomb.
Yeah, exactly. That bomb scare that was weird and they called the game off. Everyone was in then. That was like 20. That was like an hour before kickoff, wasn't
It
it?
was less than that.
Was it? So it is possible, but obviously, yeah.
Because the stadium was more or less quite full.
Was it?
Yeah, because I've got a great picture. I did it like panoramic where they emptied the south stand and the Stretford end, and I'm in the east stand. You can see all the north stand.
Yeah.
And two stands, the east stand and one of the other stands open, and you can see half the stadium's empty and half is full.
That's cool. When was that? About 5-6 years ago, wasn't it? Was it Moyes or was it?
I don't know, to be honest.
Yeah, I remember. Corner to United, Ronaldo with a decent little, I say decent, bit of a dribble into the box. The ball got knocked off one of their
Just
players.
having a look at the other games.
Anything good going on?
Lazio beating Feyenoord 3-0.
Nice. Corner to United, Ericsson. First man. Lazio beating Feyenoord 3-0, yeah. What else we got?
Let's see what else standing out here.
What's the, did Arsenal win?
Did they play earlier?
Yeah. They're winning 2-1. Yeah.
Against FC Zurich. Nketiah, that Marquinhos guy looks like he had a nice game for them. That's a problem. I feel like they needed a forward. Goal and assist for him, 4 chances created.
But yeah.
Decent numbers.
Casemiro. Dallo.
What else? PSV, they're drawing.
Oh, a bit of skill from Anthony. Driving inside.
The game was...
Oh, brilliant.
Nice.
Oh, unlucky.
Just
Back to
behind
Dallo.
Casemiro slightly. There's just a lot of energy and drive to these new signings, isn't there? Like Anthony there, he gets the... Oh, come on, Fred. Check your back, mate. He gets the ball and he quickly knocks it past his player and tries to go forward. He's doing it again now, look.
Referee's quite lenient, isn't he?
Yeah, he didn't start the game
West
like that.
Ham are losing to the way this team... What is this team?
Go on then.
They're just called FC SB. Like, what's the name at?
Don't know. Dallo,
This is funny.
clipping it in. I think that's going to be offside.
Whoa. Oh, it's offside. No.
If give it.
Yeah.
That's a ball, though, that.
Yeah.
Offside. Great header, though.
Great header as well.
Great cross from Dallo. Good leap from Ronaldo as well, but he felt offside straight away, didn't it?
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Better pressure this from United, though, and we're turning it into balls into the box now as well, which is good.
Those passes there from Casemiro are so crucial.
Yeah, he's comfortably off. They're both off, I think. Great jump, though. It's a brilliant header, that.
Savage loves
Yeah.
Ronnie, doesn't he?
I think a lot of the old school players love a good header like that, because that seems to be one of the things that has died out. That
I
art
love
of
a
heading.
header.
But remember when we had it? I think it was the 2000 and the year when we won the double with the Champions League was the first season he scored a header for us.
Was it?
I
What?
think.
That's mad. I remember the one against Roma, obviously in that run. One
Yeah,
of the
there
best
was,
headers
there was
I've ever
one
seen.
as well. I can't remember who it was against, where the ball comes in and he's in the box, but he's walking backwards and he jumps and heads it.
Yeah.
I remember because
so
it always
good,
pissed me off. The commentators, what an easy header for Cristiano Ronaldo.
No.
And I always remember thinking it's one of the most difficult headers I've ever
yeah.
seen. That.
Trying to head the ball when you're running backwards is unbelievably difficult.
But was it against Zenit maybe or? I can't remember who it was.
Yeah. Watching the stream, and my wife said he shouldn't be looking at his cell phone while he's working. I think that's too
I
Abdul.
was giving the Europa League updates, lads.
That's Scott Taylor's
Sorry,
wife
my
there.
bad.
Could have been me.
Listen,
You
I
know
was
what, I'll put it in
providing
the
some
pocket.
entertainment,
Providing some update.
some update, some European... Oh, Nice played.
There you go. See? Did they win? And who did they play?
They drew 1-1. Dante's still playing.
No way.
He's 38.
Fucking
See, this is
hell.
what I love about these competitions.
Dante's Inferno.
He got a bit of a mad side, didn't it, Nice? Is that where Schmeichel? Oh, Schmeichel's on the bench. Aaron Ramsey moved there as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
Did he play?
Don't know.
I didn't.
United, Sociedad haven't really put anything together for about 20 minutes now, have they?
De Gea's not
Decent.
had to do anything, has he? Really?
No. He hasn't. I mean, their goal hasn't had too many saves to make that weren't from offside shots, but United, I think, been the better team so far. Just need to get a goal. Just turn this good... Look at that turn there.
Lovely.
Just need to turn this pressure and possession into a goal now. Whoa, Fred.
Fred, man, what are you doing there? Come
Playing the ball through the lines back towards Harry Maguire.
Casemiro does so well there to come back, but that shouldn't happen, man.
That's poor, that. Just a bad pass, innit? Just the wrong pass to make there. That pass isn't on. And Fred tries to play it back to Maguire and just gives the ball away straight away. Corner to Sociedad. The first corner of the game. The ball looks a bit like one you buy on holiday, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like a cheap one.
I don't know who
Europa
makes
League
it,
ball.
but it's not one of the big boys, is it?
I don't know. It doesn't look like it. It looks like a Sondico number, that. That's a foul, yeah. Do you think you'd beat Ronaldo in a foot race?
Me?
Yeah. Are you fast?
No. Do I look fast? Come on.
Well, I don't know. People can be
No.
deceptively fast.
To be fair, even before I got bigger, when I was a kid, I wasn't that fast.
We're not.
Nah.
More of a sort of Darren Fletcher type.
Yeah. Respectfully. It's always a bad thing. But I've never been quick, to be fair.
How much faster
But
was
this
Darren
Ronaldo-
Fletcher when he was ill?
When he was in bed.
What was his illness? Like, I'm not taking the piss out of him.
Ulcerative
I actually
colitis,
don't know
wasn't
what
it?
it is. What does that do? Like,
I think you just get ulcers and like damage to your, was it bowel? I think.
Shit.
A lot of damage
Bumped
to it.
into him once at the West Brom training ground.
What a
When he was
ball.
playing there?
What a
No,
ball.
he was.
Oh my days.
I think he did his
Oh.
badges there,
What badges?
coaching badges.
Oh,
Where,
that
West Brom?
badges. I thought he said he did some badges. I was like, what? Beat them to death. And a sort of,
Got TB.
That
yeah.
was a great ball, by the way, from Frederickson. Anthony nearly pulls that all the way off
That'd be great if he
Nice
did, didn't
move.
it?
because he was about to get into a nice position there. But
Yeah.
good move.
I like that from Casemiro, just enough to put the striker
I
off.
really, really like
a
how
foul.
composed the low's looking as well,
Yeah, me too.
compared to like what he was before. Sometimes he used to just get rid of the ball.
Dan Kuma says, just get the vibe Casemiro doesn't want to be here.
How do you get that? I nearly flipped that.
Are you getting that
He's not,
vibe?
he's not a fan of the round head gang, is he?
No, he's a long head gang kind of guy. Alanga's in the long head gang.
What? Casemiro's long head gang?
No, he's in the round head
Yeah, I
gang.
was going to say his round head gang.
Yeah. Bruno
Oh, it's
long.
Bruno long?
Long, come on. He could
Is there anyone with just
He could
normal?
fit his head through the
Does
crack
anyone
in a
just-
door.
Does anyone just have normal, or do we just do long?
I think
and round?
McTominay's quite normal. Like
He's got a big head though.
What would you
but-
say Martinez is?
Martinez, long head,
Delo? Long head, innit?
long. See, McTominay's kind of in between. He's as close as you're going to get to a.
He's got like a...
He's got like a square head.
Anthony's long.
Anthony's long as hell. McTominay's pretty close down the middle though. Football, I think most footballers are long, aren't they? Anyway, Luke Shaw's round.
A lot
Hashtag
of Formula 1 drivers with
analysis.
a long head.
Yeah,
Fred.
this is what people come to the channel for.
Sensational analysis. I mean, that just didn't need to happen, you know, that whole move, because Fred, when he chopped back into his right earlier, could have just laid it back into midfield.
Yeah.
We need to be doing better in those areas in the second half.
Nagesh says Fred is in that irritating form. Yeah, he's just kind of he's
doing things that
between
doesn't need to.
ideas, isn't he? Well done, Lindelof there. Good battling.
Played from Casemiro.
Yeah,
Chose
taking
the
his
right
time. That's the thing, just a bit of composure on the ball, innit? I know sometimes his actual technique isn't, his technicality isn't ideal,
Nice,
but like that,
Casemiro, brilliant.
just a bit of composure.
Ericsson, man, like...
He loves putting Ronaldo through his
great,
paces
you
with
know
his
what,
passes.
great ball there. I actually think it was a good ball.
Yeah,
I think someone needs to start making that run earlier in the box.
yeah.
But
I wonder how
just-
much Harry Maguire wishes we'd signed Casemiro 2 years ago, and thinking I'd still be playing every week if I had this guy in front of me. That is a hopeful and wasteful pass there.
who's that?
Malacia up to Elanga.
It's so annoying. We've regained possession like in a
Yeah.
nice way so many times, but then what follows it has just been
Yeah,
crap.
it's a clip out to their left back. It's a good pass that, you know. It's a really good pass
You
that.
keep finding the fullback like that.
Yeah.
Anthony getting very tight.
It feels like United are just sort of cruising to half time a little bit.
Yeah.
jarring, man. I hate European nights like this, you know, when we're in like the Europa. It's just these dead games, man.
I like them. Let me tell you right now, I'll take a 0-0 away at Pomonia or Ammonia every night of the week.
Away at Sheriff, what are you after?
I'll take a 1-0 United. I'll take a 0-0. Where's Pomonia based at Ammonia? I keep saying Pomonia because of Pomona tram stop.
No one ever stops.
I get off at Pomona if I'm going to walk into Old Trafford.
It's too far.
Do you?
Yeah.
Trafford Bar,
It's a
mate.
nice
For me.
walk, though. Trafford Bar for me.
Yeah, Trafford Bar.
Do you?
To be fair, I just walk from mine now.
No, I do. Go on then.
Do a
Anthony.
45-minute walk to OT.
Well, he could have
Just
run
shit
past
that,
him
to be
then.
honest, isn't it?
Oh, this is like...
I think, unfortunately, as much as it pains me to say it, Elanga and Fred as two of your front four just isn't enough final quality.
If
I
it
think
was
we-
Eriksen in the front four,
yeah,
then
or even Sancho or whatever.
I would like to see Sancho tested
Yeah.
where in like the 10. Don't know. I feel like he could do all right there, you know.
Oh yeah, they're from Cyprus, aren't they? Ammonia. So I've looked that up before. I say it like everyone, we've all been, but yeah, Cypriot. Yeah, I just worry that we're just lacking a bit of passing quality in the final third with Elanga and Fred both playing. Hold on, Harry. He needs to get his hair cut a bit, Adam Maguire, I think.
You know, he's
It always
always
looks
doing
like he's
that
between
thing.
haircuts.
He's always doing that thing like...
Yeah.
If he works hard, he could be like Djokovic, have that kind of.
Yeah.
Just doesn't move, just looks
Yeah, just
perfect constantly.
absolutely locked in. Every hair is
Do
like...
you not think he's on the hairspray?
No, it's wet. It's very wet look. I think he just wets it before the game.
He's a unit, though.
Maguire?
Like, in real life.
Yeah, he's massive.
Have you seen him?
Yeah.
Like,
Not up
proper,
close.
like,
I've seen
one
him
up close.
training.
But like, he surprised me
at
how
games.
much of like, just like an athlete. Like, do you know when I've seen a few players recently, but like him, like,
Yeah. He's
looks
big.
like proper build, like
Yeah.
mad.
Half time
I'm
0,
thinking
Manchester United 0, Sociedad 0. Toby Gosling says boring first half. It was slightly boring. Not much going on in terms of chances. I would say United are the more dangerous looking team, but you'd expect that with us being the home team in the Europa League. We haven't had many chances really, have we, Abdul?
Nah, not really. I think, to be fair, I say we haven't had many. We've had a couple, but we just seem to miss that last little bit. And you mentioned the fact having Fred and Elanga in your front four. I'm not really vibing with that, to be honest. I think I'd like to see maybe a Sancho in there, even if it's like... The thing is with Fred, you could maybe put Eriksen further up and push Fred back, but then you're losing that composure playing out from the back. So it's quite difficult. But yeah, I'm not really enjoying Fred's performance when he's getting on the ball.
Yeah.
He's doing a lot of what you want and recovering it.
That's the thing with Fred, isn't it, that you're always going to have. You almost need like the perfect team assembled around him to make up for his weaknesses. Like I was saying before, because Ronaldo he's not making plays, he's not bringing other people into the game particularly. Elanga struggles with that final pass. Fred struggles with that final pass. At the moment, it feels like we haven't got that last ball into the box.
Yeah, I think we can say the same about Anthony this half as well.
Yeah, I'll put him in
I
there.
think he's been out of the game though. Like plays that Anthony, I always feel it's the same thing with Sancho, and it's not just to like defend them, back them like in that way, and just to put any blame away from them. But I feel like they're players that want combinations and want players that are dragging players away from them. I feel the game hasn't really been based on Anthony's side this game. I feel like we're trying to play like on the left a lot with Elanga and Fred, and it gets stuck there. Elanga's done a couple of decent take-ons and then gone into the area, obviously pulled it back to Fred. Fred's not really natural in that area. That's been the issue for Man United. But one thing we've seen with Ten Hag is that he's always reacted very well so far. Obviously, the first couple of games were a bit of a mess, but in those Liverpool games, Leicester, Arsenal, and Southampton, to be fair, reacted in a decent manner to the way the game was going.
Yeah.
We could see maybe Eriksen push further up, Fred deeper. We could see Sancho maybe in the mix. We're not even providing proper chances for Ronaldo as much as I'd like him to do better as well, but it is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, in terms of stats, then United have had 54% possession, 4 shots to Sociedad's 3, 1 on target to their 0. 3 corners, 4 fouls, not particularly interesting. Not a ton of shots, not like I said, they're only 1 on target. Ronaldo had a goal disallowed for offside. There's been a couple of moments, but did you expect more? Do you think United have been poor, or is it just a case of it's a tricky game and we're trying to get through it?
After in about 15th minute, we had about a 10-15 minute spell after that where we were outside their box and the passing was good. It was first time passing. It was interlaced with each other. I think Alango got in there and pulled it back a couple of times, and then it just seemed to stop doing that, and then it became a bit stagnant. To be honest, if we carry on with it, I think if we was playing the way we're doing, even Alango, eventually one of them balls would come back. But we just seemed to stop doing it. Oh, that didn't work, so let's do something else, and that just fell apart. Yeah,
it has been a bit of a stagnant game at times. Get your thoughts in on that first half in the comments. A lot of people not enjoying Fred's performance. Fred is killing us. Get Fred off. Alango wasteful. It has been a sort of wasteful first half, hasn't it? Casemiro just come for the paycheck, can't be bothered. It seems like everyone is just turning on everything immediately. I don't think we need to be this negative for what was just a relatively uneventful first half. We can't rule out that Casemiro doesn't want to be here based on what was, I think, a decent first half for him.
It's not like we've been back to the wall defending and we could be losing this. We've looked the better team. We just haven't had anything final, really.
Yeah. D Dice says Anthony's worth 15 million, not a penny more, so overrated. I can't. How can we be giving these reviews after 3-4 games of these players? This is second game, Anthony.
Well, according to Carragher, you can.
That's true. Yeah, he can be given. Yeah. Rule Lisandro Martinez out after 2 games.
Looking at some of the players through his overscore, to be fair for United, I think Malacia is obviously 3 out of 3 ground duels won in that first half. I think sort of highlights how often he likes to get into a challenge, but also wins them and times them. I feel like one thing I noticed with Malacia the last few games one thing I think about with Malacia is the fact that if he just continues to build that in his game, how perfect he can become like 2-3 years down the line, where he almost never misses a challenge like that.
Yeah.
And he becomes the complete fullback as he grows on the ball, which I've actually seen. The weird thing about Malacia is, from what I watched, I've seen a lot more of him on the ball in terms of having that progressive aspect and coming into midfield at PSV and for Holland from the games that I watched before he joined Man United. And I feel like I've not seen a lot of that so far, but I've liked the defensive aspect.
Is he the starting left back for the Netherlands? Or
I think he will be, because they play with a wing back, and he was playing at wing back. And I think I was watching the game against Wales, or there was another game that was on.
Yeah.
And he was starting as a wing back, and he did really well. Again, picking up central positions and aggressively winning the ball. I feel like we didn't benefit off that in that half. There was 2 occasions or 3 occasions where he just stepped in front of his man, won it, and then we just those are the areas where I feel like City, Liverpool at their best will just kill you. Once they get into those positions, the transition is a lot smoother.
Yeah,
and I feel like Man United have missed that.
I think we're still learning it, aren't we? That's the thing.
Of course.
This looks like a team that is still yet to have a sort of. They know what they're meant to do, and they're decent at doing it, but it's not unconscious yet. Like Liverpool and City have got to the point where they don't even need to think about it. They know a man's overlapping. They know that someone's making that diagonal run across. They know someone's coming around the other side, and they can play a pass accordingly. Where we're still like, right, has he made the overlap? Oh yeah, he has. I'll pass it. Like, it needs to become subconscious, I think, rather than it always being
also,
a
when I look
conscious
at the
thought.
squad, you need the quality, man. Overall, some of these guys are going to start fading away, if we're honest, because I feel like Ten Hag's going towards that side where it's he wants more complete ball players. Because football right now, you need the full package, don't you? You need that aggressiveness and style. I think the prime example of the ultimate modern player is someone like Kevin De Bruyne, where he's got that aggressive side to his game, where he can play in a high press, where he can win the ball, but he's also got the ultimate ball playing ability. I feel when you look at that City team, you just see someone like, Bruno, who, if he cleans up his ball playing a bit more, can become that player.
Yeah.
And if he has games like he did against Arsenal consistently. And I feel throughout this Man United team, some of the players, Fred is one of them, as much as I do love him, because of what he did last season and what he can give you in some occasions. Down the line at Man United, if that's what Ten Hag's trying to do, he hasn't really got that full well-rounded aspect.
No, he's quite he's a little bit too specialised, isn't he? His fitness and his pressing is elite, but his on the ball stuff and his positioning just is never going to be.
I mean,
up
you never know.
scratch,
To be fair, obviously we've seen some different stuff, from McTominay the last few games. Is that
we have? But the difference is Fred's 29.
yes, yeah,
Like people
29.
forget he's
To be fair, I didn't even think he was that old.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Everyone seems to think we signed him when he was 22, and he's probably 25, 26 now. He's 29 years old. Like this is the best Fred you'll ever see. Is these next these few seasons that we're seeing now. So I can't see him improving that much that he's all of a sudden great on the ball. You see the stats there. We've referenced them a couple of them before. No clear chances for either side. I think that was the most sort of disappointing thing, wasn't it? We've got a few super chats. Don't amplify these negative Nancy's, Joe, up the Stretford Paddock. Okay, I don't know who that is that I'm amplifying, but I'm not going to. People saying that there's going to be a goal fest in the second half, 7-0. That's from Potato Allianz. Abhinav Verma says, how bad was Alanga's through ball to Ronaldo? Some of these fringe players aren't good enough, but I can't believe that we are so poor at passing. Loads of comments.
He's a young lad. He's not constantly playing for the first team, and you got to give him a bit of a break with that. If he was playing week in, week out, and he was doing that week in, week out, fair enough. But what one through ball and he's written off?
No, I think he hasn't been particularly good.
No, I agree, but he's not been the worst player on the pitch, and it's not like he's consistently been terrible. He's a couple of misplaced passes. He's actually put the ball into the box a couple of times after getting past his man, getting to the byline and putting it in, which is probably the best chances we've had.
Yeah, he's got in some good positions, hasn't he? People saying Donny van der Beek for Fred would be ideal, but he's on his honeymoon. I don't think he's on his honeymoon.
I don't think that'd be the greatest move either.
And also, I'd put Bruno on ahead of Donny van der Beek, someone who's barely plays for Manchester United. Get Bruno on. I think that's the midfield that we all kind of want to see. I feel like as United fans, we've seen McTominay, Bruno, Eriksen. Let's try Casemiro, Bruno, Eriksen. That seems like an upgrade. That seems like we're trying to make the team better by starting off the first 11, improving the first 11. McTominay out for Casemiro seems like a good way to do it. Someone in the comments keeps saying sign Mane now. I don't know what he thinks football is, but he can't sign for another team this season, and we can't sign him now because the transfer window's ended.
And
I don't know what you're doing.
Manchester United.
Well, don't say that because he might, but no, he wouldn't. Philip Mershon with a super chat. Thank you very much. He says early season cup games always look disjointed. Usually second team players and youth who don't normally play together. That said, Fred is a pair of lungs with feet. How can he chase the ball? He can chase the ball and that's it. We should know this by now. Yeah, I mean that's why he's starting in the Europa League games, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean he's not looked great, but he has done some good things. He's won the ball back out when they've had possession quite a few times. It's just like Abdul was saying. It's win the ball back in the short passes, which he's brilliant at.
Yeah.
When he tries to be a number 10 and start shooting and things like that, he's not the best at it. But for a role where you want someone to win the ball back and then pass it on to someone who can do something, it's one of the best.
Yeah, definitely. Second half coming up in just a minute. No coverage whatsoever from BT Sport. There's been no adverts either. Is that all because of the Queen? No boards, no nothing. No sponsor boards, no anything. Interesting way to sort of pay tribute to the Queen, obviously, isn't it? I don't quite understand that, but no adverts on BT Sport, no sponsor boards around the ground. I guess it's a time that capitalism turns off for a few hours.
Which could be a good thing.
I mean, I like it, to be honest, but yeah, I've never seen that before. Very odd. Soul Destroyer says 10 days of mourning now, so yeah, I guess that starts with no adverts on football matches. I wonder who came up with that, because the last time the head of state died was in 90. Yeah, and I don't think there certainly wasn't adverts on kits and pictures and stuff then, was there? Was there advertising hoardings? I don't even know. I don't know how we came up with that.
God knows.
And interesting. Potato Allian says, yes, the signature Fred missed pass, hands up in apology. I've really missed that with the upside down smiley face like that. Yeah, very interesting. Yeah, Glenn Bigelow says no one knows what to do. I think that's it, innit? No one. There isn't really. The world has changed so much since we've had to do this.
Or a text saying this is what you need to do.
I'm surprised the government didn't send out a text. Do you know how they can do when there's like an earthquake or something?
Yeah.
I thought they might do that.
I got one. Got woken up by it. My phone going off saying that your house is about to flood. You never did.
Really? Who texted you that? Your next door neighbour.
No, it was like some alert thing.
Upstairs.
They actually, and then an hour later, the police came around, knocked on the door, and said, "We'd like you to go into a hotel." I was like, "Are you paying for it?" And they went, "No, it's fine."
What? They making you pay for a hotel?
Yeah, because your house might flood. It never flooded.
When was this?
A couple of years ago.
That's weird, isn't it? You think if the police are forcing you to leave your house, they'd pay for you to leave?
I refuse.
Apparently not. Fergal McClements says, you think the sluggishness of the centre-backs passing is reflected in the team? Maguire and Lindelof both take an extra touch every time. Maybe. But we've had the ball in good areas.
I don't think...
Past them two.
Maguire and Lindelof haven't had much to do. It's been in midfield onwards with the possession of the ball. When it has come to them, they've either made some good tackles or cleared it. I mean, that we talked about that Harry Maguire looked like he went through the guy to head it away. That's the kind of things they're doing. They're not really passing it around the back much.
No. Interesting. Someone says that's not how the police works. Yeah, I know the police don't go around paying for hotels for people, but it's weird that you would be asked to leave your house but then forced to pay for the relocation yourself. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. That is odd. I know in the past my grandparents had to leave their house because they lived in Florida, and they were forced to move because of hurricane warnings and stuff. Not crocodiles, hurricanes. And I don't think they had to pay. I think they got vouchers and stuff to help out with the relocation stuff when you're being moved away from an emergency. Yeah, there you go.
Is that Bruno?
Interesting.
Martinez.
Yeah, Bruno Martinez out at half time.
I think we could see Martinez at like left back, because I can't see him taking Maguire and Thingy off, and plus he needs to rest Malacia.
I don't. Yeah, Malacia.
I think Bruno makes sense coming on for Fred. But you then, in terms of footballing ability, you'd want him on for Fred. In terms of legs, you'd want him on for Ericsson. So maybe you switch him out that way. I'm not sure.
You know, as in like Martinez at left back.
Yeah, but sorry. That I think we could see that. I was just on about Bruno for whoever.
If I said Bruno at left back, I was going to say.
No, you did say Martinez.
Bruno is coming on.
They're both coming on. Interesting. Dallo off for Martinez, apparently, according to the comments.
Dallo. It's weird.
Lindelof at right back. Yeah.
Ericsson off.
Maybe I tell you what. No, it's not going to work otherwise, is it?
I don't like Lindelof at right back. Whenever
I like him less. I'd be willing to give it more of a chance in such a system-based style.
Yeah.
I think under Ole he looked absolutely. Oh, it was
even
Rangnick,
Ralph.
wasn't it?
Yeah, both. He's played there both. Like there was one where at the new camp he played there. There was a couple of times. Like I don't know, to be honest.
Ericsson off. Apparently for Bruno. According to Jack, we haven't seen that.
No, it has come up.
Oh, it's come up already. Oh, sorry. So it's Ericsson off for Bruno and Dallo off for.
I'm not saying that, but I saw the Ericsson.
Yeah. Interesting. Ten Hag coming out last there. Just rubbing his thighs like Vic Reeves and Shooting Stars. To be honest, I wouldn't mind them just showing the stadium the whole time. To be honest, I quite like seeing all this stuff. So normally it's usually an advert break now, isn't it?
It's good. Like football. I do like him every now and again. I think England do it when they play. They have like the behind the scenes, like the tunnel cam and stuff like that. Which
Alexander Soloth, which if his nickname isn't the Soloth shotgun, I'll be absolutely fuming. He's a Norwegian footballer who is a striker. He's got to be called the Soloth shotgun. That's such a good nickname.
You know what? Norway have like a striker who's got the sickest name ever. Like not this guy, but like there's another guy.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
I forgot he played for Crystal Palace for 2 years. Soloth.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He never really played though, innit?
Got 16 appearances in the league in 2 years and 0 goals.
He's one that I always thought would do well, Soloth. Like just his profile. Oh, there's a guy I really want to know. I I forgot his name.
Someone says,
I need to
Are they
find
playing
it.
3 at the back?
Jamie Gillespie says, Soloth shotgun is not good for a striker. Shotgun spray shots all over
I
the shot.
really wanna
all over
find
the
this
gap.
guy's
It could be a slug in the shotgun rather than the traditional shot, which does tend to spray.
Yeah, you can
Wait,
actually have big.
Soloth play for Norway?
He's Norwegian. I don't know if he
Norway.
plays for the national team. See already there, Bruno, with a nice turn.
I really want to find this guy. There was a guy who played in.
I've just thought, what if Lindelof goes full Daily Blind for Ten Hag?
Flaps at that then.
He's a bit,
There he is.
he's a bit of a flapper, this
It
goalie.
was Denmark, sorry, in the Euros.
Yeah.
His name was
Go on.
Cornelius.
Ronaldo. Oh, Cornelius.
Andreas
That's a
Cornelius.
great name. Proper Roman Emperor stuff, that,
That is a
isn't it?
sick name.
Yeah, I'd love that. I'd love to be called something like that. Man, it's
29,
so shit.
plays for Copenhagen. You know, I was
Great
doing like
chance,
a quiz thing for
You
Celtic
should have done
fans.
better, really, shouldn't he?
Yeah.
Was doing a quiz thing for Celtic fans the other day at work, and I was just wondering if anyone here could figure out this. Who was on? Actually, I've given away the 2 teams. All right, so Man United and Celtic were in a group stage
Yeah.
in the Champions League in 06-07. Who were the other 2 teams?
Fuck me.
You know what?
I went to
Was
the
Sparta
home leg
Prague
of
one
that.
of them?
No.
I went
Oh,
to-
Was
06-07.
is that when Jan Venegov Hesselink scored? That year, yeah. And then Ryan Giggs got a penalty right then. Saha missed a penalty at their ground. And then Giggs won one by diving, and then he
I
scored it.
forgot, to be fair. I just remember the
Great
knockouts.
memory there, Dave.
It was
Genuinely frightening memory by Dave Pritt.
I just remember Ryan Giggs in that season away to where he scored the free kick. Was it Nice or Lille?
Is that when they didn't wait for the whistle to be blown?
Yeah,
and he
that
does-
dodgy
yeah.
free kick.
And they wanted to
love
walk
that.
off.
And Henrik Larsson scored in the home game, I think, for that.
Sparta Prague wasn't one of them.
No.
I have no idea. I went to the Celtic game.
I went to all of them games.
Yeah.
But I don't remember the people. I think some people may have Googled it, but if not, Stephen Hughes. If you hadn't Googled that and you're right,
What's he saying?
Lille,
Pardon?
Lille and who?
Copenhagen.
Yeah.
He's Googled it, hasn't he?
It's like,
I don't think you. I don't
we
think
got beat,
anyone
didn't we
can
get beat
remember
by
that.
Copenhagen at their place? 1-0.
Yeah, Nakamura scored a belting free kick at Old Trafford that year in the group. That's what.
No, I think it was at Celtic Park.
That's what Shane McGovern said there. Was that one at Celtic Park?
The
United
free
won
kick,
3-2, didn't they, Old Trafford?
Yeah. We got a penalty, like I
Yeah.
say, Giggs dived.
I remember because there was 2 Celtic fans straight in front of us.
There was Celtic fans everywhere, and I remember
Yeah.
when they scored, it kicked off.
Yeah. The 2 in front of us were like, they were nice. Just
Well,
like
they were
when they lost, they were like, oh, good game.
I think it was Hesselink scored, and then they all jumped like that, and
Yeah.
then people just getting pissed off. And
Good pass.
go on, Ronnie.
Oh!
Shoelaces run
Stephen
down,
Hughes
that's
says,
lame.
no Google, I swear on my life. He said he was also at the
All right,
Celtic
we're
game.
getting it up. He was wrong.
Was it not?
Yes, he was wrong.
It's not
wasn't
Lille in
Copenhagen.
Copenhagen.
No, it was Copenhagen.
And it wasn't Lille.
See, that's the one I got the
It
other
wasn't
day
Lille.
when I thought,
Lille.
as in, I would have remembered.
People saying
Hang on,
Cluj.
No,
Cluj.
no one's got it
no,
yet.
no.
06-07.
Let me just have a think.
Apparently, Nakamura free kick in both legs.
That could be right. I remember the one at Celtic Park was a cracker.
Yeah. A guy called Mem says Roma.
No,
Leon.
we play.
Marseille.
We
couldn't
played
have
Lille.
Lille and
we
Leon,
played
could we?
Lille and Roma, I think, or it was Nice, in the later stages
Right.
because we
Yeah,
battered
because
Roma.
Rome was the one where the United fans.
I
got
remember.
punched on the
I
head.
remember. To be fair, if someone asked me, I'd have remembered Copenhagen. I
Nice.
remember it very
Great
well.
pass from Fred.
But
Basel.
Shocking touch
Basel.
from Bruno.
no,
Was it not FC Basel?
no, it's not a bad shout though because they always
Was that the
snuck
year
in.
after or
There.
the year before?
They always snuck in like in a group every few years, in it with us.
Malmo.
No,
Need to have a little think about
Bromby.
this. No.
Can you send me that as well? Because I can't see it because the camera in the way. Sorry, there's a bit more of an update on the weekend's football, I think, but
So
I
it's
can't
not
read it.
Sparta Prague.
This is a statement that's been put out from the
It's not
Football
Sparta
League
Prague.
while
Not
we're thinking
Prague,
about
It's
that.
not Bruges, and it's not.
it's a team with a B. That's the hint.
Bromby. Have I
No.
said that already? This starts with a B. Braga.
No,
And it's not Basel.
it's not Basel.
Besiktas.
No.
No,
Bucharest.
no.
Bordeaux.
No.
It can't be
No.
Bordeaux if
No.
Lille are in there. This is just guess B's. Gladbach.
No.
No.
No, it can't be Bordeaux.
Can't believe no one's guessed this one.
Belgrave.
No, everyone's going to be like, oh. Because come on.
Benfica.
these- Yes.
Yes, of course it is.
And they got that one in the
It's
back.
a nice group. That.
Sahar scored against them in the group away.
Well done. Right, can I just read this out? So the Football League have said, as a mark of... See, EFL, is that the Premier League as well?
English Football
It's not.
League.
But it's not, though, is it? It don't count. So this is Championship down, so we're assuming... The Premier League haven't put a statement out yet, is that right? Not to our knowledge, right. So the Football League, which I would assume is going to be echoed by the Premier League, have said, as a mark of respect following the passing of Her Majesty the Queen Elizabeth II, the EFL has confirmed that its fixtures scheduled for tomorrow evening have been postponed. A determination regarding the remainder of this weekend's scheduled fixtures will be made following a review of the official morning guidance, in addition to further consultation with DCMS and other sports on Friday morning. So we'll find out officially which games are being postponed for how long and when, most likely in the morning. So there we go. Interesting that they're keeping the door open for the games to be played at the weekend still there, though, aren't they? Surprising.
Do you think it has anything to do with the World Cup and like how tight the schedule already is, or
Maybe. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
I don't want to sound insensitive.
No, well, it's
But,
all
like, does it make
it's
a
all being
difference?
considered, isn't it?
Like, because I'm just thinking, does it really make a difference, or like could they see it as like an opportunity to?
What are you playing into that?
I don't know, man.
Yeah. No, who knows?
This game's pissing me off, by the way. Like, what are we
Being
doing?
a bit.
Really
slow
need to get a
second
hold
half,
of the
innit?
game.
Yeah. I don't want this to end 0-0.
I'm sick of these Europa League nights because of games like this.
Mm.
Like, I like being in the competition because of the opportunity you can give to some players. But do you know the amount of times I've had to suffer through these?
Yeah, there's a lot of these, isn't there?
Champo, you just don't see that. It's all like proper games.
Yeah. Yeah, the intensity is always there all the time, isn't it?
I mean, Bruno's on. Which is,
Yeah.
we're seeing Fred play deeper with Casemiro.
Well
so
done,
yeah, that's
Alanga.
something. Alanga did very well there, to be fair. Oh, Fred, man, come on.
Fred did half a thing well.
On a free kick.
He's been doing half a thing well all game, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man. So annoying when Fred's having these games. Like,
It's still 5 subs in the Europa League, isn't it?
yeah,
think it
I
is.
don't think they've changed that. It looks like they're going to stick to that, you know.
Yeah.
I like them passes from Casemiro today, you know, like them progressive passes.
Fred,
Man,
Fred's
that's
having an
so
absolute
bad.
stinker.
Come on, man, like that's just a joke. now.
Keeps giving the ball away.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing someone like Iqbal play instead of him because it's just happened. It's happened all game now.
I don't know what happened there. Martinez looked like he got under that. And the sawed-off shotgun heads it over the bar.
Bro, that guy is huge though.
He is, but the ball's not too high for Martinez. He just misses it.
Yeah, it's a ball that from Cuba. Does he nudge him? I think he pushes him to.
It looks
be
like
fair,
he
you know.
pushed him in his back a little bit there, but
Do you know one thing? Yeah, I'd always defend Maguire with like the way we didn't have like a structure and things like that. But there's just one thing he does, like where he just ends up driving the ball towards one of our fullbacks. I don't know if you ever noticed this, and then we just corner ourselves on the pitch.
Yeah.
I just done that to Delo
just get
there.
completely locked into
He's
one
always do
corner,
it to
yeah.
Shaw.
Forcing the fullback to make a really difficult pass.
Jeez. I think you got away with that.
Oh, shut up, ref. Just play on, man.
Yeah, it's ref trying to get involved.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing Iqbal come on for someone like Fred. Because Fred,
Yeah, a couple people in the comments asking for that. Shaq says Zidane for Fred.
I wouldn't mind it, man.
Yeah.
Just need a bit of someone to just have a touch in that area. It's not even about winning the ball now. Just need someone to hold it together a bit.
Doesn't look like a football manager, him, does he?
No.
He looks like
A retired geography teacher.
he
Is
looks
it the
like
booze?
when you go in Turkey. So when you go on a holiday in Turkey, and then do you know them? Have you ever like tried to do like canoeing or something random like an activity?
Yeah.
Then you gotta like chat to the boss man there. Like, can you bring the price down? He looks
That's
like,
him.
"No, guys. He's
Doing
the boss man."
go-karts and that.
Yeah.
I've never been to Turkey. I'd fucking love to go to Turkey.
I've been too many times. Way too many. I think I've genuinely been like 12, 13 times.
You're just in Turkey all the time.
I've not
I
been
text you
in a
and you're
while.
like, nah, sorry, I can't. I'm in Turkey for 2 weeks. You go for ages as well.
Yeah, I go for ages. To be
People
fair, in
usually go on
COVID,
holiday
I
for
went
like a
there
week or whatever. You do like a 3 or 4 weekers sometimes, don't you?
for a couple months. To be fair, like in the COVID, I went 4 times and just worked from there in Istanbul. When I could do, not anymore. Can't do
The
that now.
trouble is, though, I just have kebabs for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every night.
Fair though,
David,
like,
fucking hell.
oh, do you know what's mad though? Like in Istanbul, like the kebabs or like the proper Turkish food isn't even that good. You know, it's wild to say, but bro, other like cuisines, bro, like Italian, bro, best Italian I've had there.
Really?
Like Indian, because it's just the whole world just like
Yeah.
flooding there. It's such a big city, bro. It's insane, Istanbul. But I think different parts of Turkey are different in it, bro. Like some of them are just like properly. I remember going to Joe McGrath likes going there.
Great block there,
that's a
Martinez.
penalty.
Penalty.
Martinez.
Penalty to Sociedad.
Who did you give the yellow to then?
I think
Yeah,
that was
penalty to Bruno.
Martinez.
Yellow card to Fernandez.
Was it Fernandez?
I think Martinez was the one that handballed it.
thought
I think it's
Martinez.
Fernandez that's been given the booking. He gave it straight away, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oi, oi.
Let's have a look.
Yeah, that's it.
No,
Oh, no,
Hits
that's
his
not a
knee
pen. It's
first.
not a pen.
Not.
That can't be a pen.
I think the rule was that you meant to overturn
That's
it
not
if
a
it
pen.
hits
It's
another
that's
part of your
not
body
patched up at it,
first.
No chance.
No chance.
Is
No wonder our players went mad at that.
If it hits another part of the body first, it's not meant to be a
That
penalty.
can't
We
be
had
a
one of
penalty.
these against us last
There
season.
was one
that
the
ended
other
up
day,
not
like
It
being
won't
this.
be given this.
There was one Spurs I think I was watching a game and this happened and then they chalked it off in the Premier League anyway.
No,
I
it
think
won't be
it's
given.
not meant to be a penalty, that. Because it
Oh.
hits another body part first. It's because you can't say to him, you should have been able to move your hand out of the way between it hitting your knee and your
Is
hand.
he just giving it?
Check over, he's giving
What?
it. Mad.
How? That's outrageous. How has that been given? There's no way that penalty's been given.
Just listening to the commentary about the law. I'm pretty certain United had a handball last season like that, and it wasn't given because it hit the other part of the hand.
I seen it on the weekend.
Yeah. Go on, David.
It's annoying that.
Yeah. So if someone behind there
Joe,
can get the handball law and send
There's
it to
no
us,
law that
to
should be a
that
penalty.
particular part of the law. Right, penalty to Sociedad.
Apparently, refs
Go on, David.
never favour us though.
Oh, I went the right way, but not there.
I hate playing Spanish teams in Europe, man. So sick of them, bro.
They're just fucking
Their
so
wins are
hard to beat,
always
aren't they?
so annoying as
They're
well.
so hard to beat.
They've always got the most annoying wins as well. It's always like the refs or like they're wasting time or something dumb like that.
I still can't believe that was given.
I cannot believe that's a pen, you know. That's a joke. There's no way you can tell me that is a penalty, you know. That's not a pen, man. Come on.
Yeah, I don't
I want
know.
to see what people are saying, to be fair, about this.
That is annoying.
I give up trying to understand this, man.
Just trying to find the rules here. We'll see. I'm sure someone will read it out at some point, or we'll get it sent to us. That's mad, that, isn't it? Like, obviously it hits his arm, but if it bounces off his knee first, how can you expect him to move his arm out of the way between the ball hitting his knee and the ball hitting his arm?
You can't. That was why the rule was there.
Yeah, exactly. That's clearly not deliberate, is it?
That's a joke.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Come on, man. Hope we get back in this though.
Yeah, me too.
I think we need a situation like this in a way. Where we just
Yeah,
need to
bit
bounce
of
back
intensity
in.
because we've been so sluggish.
We've been
this half.
getting the first goal a lot of the time.
Yeah, first time.
How is that? Yo, sorry, I've just gone back to that. But like,
I don't get it.
what?
This is the first time United have been behind in a game since the Brentford game. So
That was the thing
interesting to see how we
Carragher was
respond.
throwing at you, wasn't he? That day, he was like, "Oh, you guys went ahead first every time." Like,
Yeah, like that's a bad thing. Oh, you guys.
Sorry, we'll
score
stop scoring first.
Yeah, let's let them score first so we can prove to the world that we're still good. Unlucky.
Unlucky. It's good effort.
That's just shocking. That I don't know if anyone's
not
been
gonna
able to find the rules.
I
anyway.
want to see someone on for Fred. I can't lie, because he's. I don't know, man.
Let's see if I can find somewhere.
It's just today. He's just not having it. Like Lindelof at right back just reeks. It just stinks. Like
Yeah.
I just don't want to watch it. Is Wan-Bissaka that badly rated? That's
Yeah, he is.
crazy.
I think it's more that he wanted to get.
Come on,
Martinez
man. This is a mess. Yo. I can't be asked with us having one of them results where it just derails us as well.
I know.
Let's watch this again.
That's
be
just
right.
shocking. That.
It's
That's
an absolute
shocking, that.
shocking call, that. It's a horrible call.
He blocks it with his knee and it bounces up and hits the underside of his arm. Oh, lucky. Go on then, Fred.
We're not even getting the ball over to
They've playing with a high line now,
Anthony, man.
Sociedad, and we can't play the ball through midfield whatsoever.
We need someone else in that midfield. Like, played Lindelof. That was good. Come on, man. Ref, man. The ball just comes into that midfield now. It just doesn't stick.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know who's threading the ball. And Anthony can't get in the game at all. He just doesn't see the ball. He needs to probably move across a bit more. Goodness me.
Booked Martinez.
Booked as well.
Yeah.
It's wild, that.
I don't know if it was for that. Hair just clipping it up to fucking no one.
God, I'm sick of watching
We look
that.
shit at the minute, United. Really sluggish and poor. Not pushing up well enough. Not winning second balls. Oh, no, it's just there throwing.
Come on, man, make it. Honestly, I'd make a change now.
It's just really has annoyed me that.
Yeah.
To be fair, we need to be doing better.
So
anyway.
apparently, except for the above offences, what's this from? Sorry. Just we've seen it on Twitter. Apparently, except for the above offences, it's not an offence if the ball touches a player's hand or arm directly from the player's own head or
Anthony.
body.
Played.
So by the sound of that, it shouldn't be a handball
who's with,
if the ball
man?
touches the player's arm directly from their hand or body.
Played.
Which obviously it touched it directly.
that
from
was
his body.
great, by the way, from Anthony there.
Yeah.
Just turn nothing into something, to be fair.
Corner to United. Yeah, by the rule that we can find, that shouldn't have been a handball. I don't.
Well, looking before, it didn't look like they've changed the rule this year. It was the same as
No.
last year.
Anyway,
Come on, Bruno.
corner to United.
Decent ball, please.
Poor, really.
Just,
Back to him.
Anthony to
gonna hit
Bruno.
his first man.
Nice and
Oh,
deep.
it's a ball.
Oh.
Unlucky.
Good that's a lot of teams do that now, don't they? Where you have the last man on the back post, so you can play that really deep cross. Casemiro just holds his shape there.
To be fair, that was a great ball. from
Really
Bruno.
deep cross. Casemiro runs onto it. Could have done better there.
Would have been better if he just tried instead of hitting the ground. To
Yeah.
be fair, it's pretty difficult to control that header.
Substitution for Sociedad.
His head's a bit too big for his body, innit?
Back on the heads.
Yeah. David Silva coming off.
Cubo. That's huge.
Alpha Omega says, we have dominated. Now comes the real test. Can't go on a 10-day break with a loss at home. Yeah, let's come back and win this. Because they've not been that good, Sociedad, have they?
No.
It's not like they've been dominating the game. For some reason, we just can't hold on to the ball in the midfield at the moment.
We just need to get the ball out to the right players as well. Because Anthony's, that was the only time he really got to do anything, and he made something happen.
So like him, Maguire's got no one on there. It's a good pass, actually.
I think something's got to change in the midfield. If anything.
Me too. But we ain't got anyone to bring on that
Someone
can
needs
hold
to
the
play-
ball.
I'd honestly just sub Big Bad on.
Yeah.
I'd honestly do it.
You know, you might even put McTominay on, you know.
Yeah.
Like, we just need someone to progress and carry a bit. Like, that's it. Just keep it nice and tidy for a bit in the middle.
We're sort of locked into the problems of last season now, aren't we? Where we've got
That's
no
where
one
the
who can pass the ball
personnel
forward.
comes in, man. I'd like us to have like a nice comeback though. That would be good.
Yeah.
Like just to show something. Come on, Maguire. Fred, man.
Well done, Lindelof.
Come on, quick. That ball's got to come in quick, man. Do you know what I don't get? Yeah, all right, Anthony's lost it there and he shouldn't have. But why does Bruno not make that pass straight away?
Yeah.
I don't get why you need to hold on to the ball there for an extra minute, man. Run off him.
That's good. Find him.
Nice.
Turn.
Left.
Turn.
Left and quick, please.
Alanga.
Ball, Langa. To be fair, I thought that was
Well
coming
done,
across.
Martinez.
Martinez, I like that.
Go on, cut inside. Have a go.
Alanga. Straight is, man. Asking for a ball there.
That you're not getting that. Martinez did very well there to win it. Nice. Oh, it's
Not
a
going to get a
foul.
foul there.
Nah, you're never getting that.
Nice.
It's a bit better, man.
Oh, that's a great pass. Unlucky. Thought he got through there.
I get when Bruno tries them, and I get why he does it, but you know, it's so annoying when we lose it
Yeah.
at the back of them. Sometimes it just kills the momentum. Go on, find Ant. Someone needs to combine with Anthony, though, man. I don't know if Lindelof's going
Nice.
to do that. Nice. Played
Good pass,
Lindelof,
that.
to be fair. Nice move. Cross.
Oh, it's a poor cross that from Casemiro.
It's just a guess on it.
Hooked it out almost for a corner there.
That was some good pressure, to be
Yeah,
fair.
it was.
Much better. Which is a bit frustrating because we could just be could have
Oh,
been
this
doing
then.
that this half.
No, he heads it, doesn't he? Oh, there.
Yeah.
We didn't see much of a replay there, did we? One
Don't think
angle
there was much in
quickly.
it, to be honest.
No.
I think one thing that's frustrated me a bit is how they don't find the fullbacks on those runs. Like Malacia made that left run. I feel Delo sometimes gets
We don't
ignored.
watch
So.
the overlap very often, do we?
Also, the last couple of moments, Anthony's been a bit more lively. So, do
Yeah.
you want to see the ball just come out to him? Brilliant.
Well done, Fred. You did well there.
Come on, come on.
That's awful from Casemiro. Looks like Sancho and Garnacho coming on.
Good, man. This team needs that round.
Yeah.
I reckon it's Anthony off in it. Either that, or could he go brave?
Could he take Ronaldo off?
Not even Ronaldo. I was thinking could be that, but like I was thinking, could he go like Fred off, play Bruno deeper? Don't know.
Garnacho's
Sancho
left
time.
wing.
You'd assume that's for Elanga, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sancho's obviously right.
I would
wing.
love to see Sancho get some 10 minutes. You know,
Yeah.
I think he could be good at number 10. I've seen him like play.
Oh.
No, that's bad. That's very bad. Seen him play like Berghaus there a bit. Tadic has had some minutes there. Some of like the wingers and wide forwards have had minutes wide inside at like 10. Played Lindelof.
Go on,
No.
Anthony.
Ref,
Well done
man.
there. That's a booking.
Just mocking it
Well
now.
there. It's nice having someone that likes
Yeah.
pushing the ball forward and dribbling, isn't it?
The last few minutes have been very good from Anthony. Like coming
Yeah.
into life. Being a bit annoying if he comes off now, actually.
Oh, fucking hell. It's
bad challenge.
legs across his stomach there.
That is going
He
into
booked on it.
red
Is
card
he coming off?
territory. Oh,
I think he is.
that's red card territory, you know.
His leg's high, but I
Legs
don't think
very
it's...
high. But that's like a scissors in a way,
Yeah.
but like not a full-on scissors.
Anthony off for Sancho and Garnacho on for, I'm going to guess, Elanga.
To be fair, he's got to have
Yeah.
the back of his mind on the weekend as well if he's going to play Anthony.
Yeah.
I doubt he'd give him the full game, even though he did come to life in that moment. Would be nice if Garnacho does something this game, innit?
Yeah.
Just got what, 20 minutes to do something.
Yeah.
We could still win this.
Would you take a draw?
No,
Would you?
never.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably would. We don't look like scoring 2, do we? We barely look like scoring 1.
Don't know. Got the hope.
Do you want another beer?
No, I'm just having a look at what it was. It's been about about 3 weeks.
Is it?
Mm.
I ain't drank much recently, actually. I think I drank. I had a couple of beers at the Dogs last week. It
What was that?
was good, actually. Sheffield, for my mate's birthday. Gareth.
Never been, but I've always been told it's good.
Yeah, it's alright, yeah. It's odd. It's a bit,
Yeah,
it feels a bit
I've-
old, like,
I think that's what the appeal is. And
yeah.
What?
Poor from Malassia there.
yeah, he's not had the greatest of games, has he?
No.
He's been bad. It's just... I don't know why he did that. He could have just touched it.
He looks like a child, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does look really young. He looks younger than he is.
How old is Malassia?
22, I think.
Looks like 15.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is? There's a lot of duels where you think, oh, he's not winning it, and he does, you know.
Yeah, he does.
He's even shown it a couple of times this game. I don't think he's been that bad, to be fair. I think actually from patches he's been our better player, but it's not been hard this game to do that.
Hold on, Sancho.
I think we could really do with Sancho anyways now. It's good that we bought him on.
That's a lot there.
Nice.
That's a poor header from
Come
Lindelof.
on,
that.
man. We need to be doing better there, bro. Things need to be a lot smoother. There, Casemiro's on. Casemiro's on, man. Inside, you got to make that pass. You can't just hoof it every time, bro.
Yeah, Bruno's like, we're losing. I need to get the ball forward as quick as possible.
That
isn't he?
needs to... he just needs to stop, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you just need to chill sometimes. There we go.
Nice.
Get it down.
Faster.
Pour that from Ronaldo.
Well done,
Played
Maguire.
Maguire. Oh,
Just bouncing straight back at the minute, innit?
need to get a hold of the ball.
Yeah.
Ericsson's so important to this team. Man.
Yeah.
You could tell. You could honestly tell the difference.
Shame we don't have any other strikers on the bench, really, innit? Because Ronaldo's
We've
not
got
really doing
McNeil,
anything.
but you can't expect him
I
to
won't
come on
even
and
lie
win the
to you.
game for you, can you?
If I'm honest, I don't think a number 9 makes a difference in this game.
I'd swap Ronaldo for another number 9.
As in, like, I think that
he's,
could.
he's barely touched the ball in the second half, Ronaldo.
I think that could happen, but I think the issue's in midfield now.
Yeah, I agree.
We cannot get the ball to a forward line, like, at all. I would still make that switch though. But
Yeah. That's good from Fred, but just unlucky.
ball needs to stick, man. Straight in.
Hold on.
Heard that.
What?
If you finish first in the group, you go straight through to the final 16.
Yeah.
If you're second, you have to play the next game.
The 32.
So
Alden Martinez.
No foul. No corner as well, please. That's more of a reason to try and win this game.
Yeah. I
didn't
wonder for
know
like Casemiro, how much this game matters. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously, I'm sure he wants to win a trophy, but when you've got 5 Champions Leagues at home,
But then he wants to be a starter, innit? He wants to be playing in the
that's
Premier
true.
League.
yeah. It's annoying. It's just a bit. It just feels a bit last season in this game, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just that kind of like, we'll probably get through by beating the easy teams. I say easy teams, the teams that aren't typically in the Champions League, and then we'll struggle against Sociedad, and we'll just about get through. Just want it to look good and win
all the time.
Yeah. Hopefully, if we drop points in this, it'll mean that we'll snap back into, top end mode by the weekend if there's a game. Probably not going to be, is there? So, look at that. Okay, now. I can see why he's not played Fred and Casemiro together in the league.
Not look great, is it?
No, I just think neither of them can really pass. Like, Casemiro tries more. I think he's a better passer than Fred. But neither of them together are good enough for that to be your only two holding players. You need someone in there that's better than one of them.
That's a joke. That's a joke, man.
Bruno did well there.
I don't know how Bruno got the hold of that. But
He controlled it like with the back of his heel almost.
It's a poor ball there from Fred.
Yeah.
I don't see the reason for Fred to be on at this stage.
No.
Watch him score. But like honestly, the ball's just. We're missing something in that centre, like something cleaner. They don't shoot. Oh,
decent shot from Casemiro.
Please don't.
Oh, I'm just gonna give a foul.
There's one
away
thing
every
you don't
time.
do there, and it's foul. Come on, man. Effort. We needed to just someone to just have a pop there.
Yeah, comfortable really. They won it, but worth having a shot.
I don't mind seeing a change, man.
I don't know who we've got.
Just need someone between the lines. Like, that's not Fred. Because he just keeps pushing into those areas where you need someone cleaner there, man.
Donny's not available. Ericsson's already come off.
McTominay's the only answer, isn't it?
McTominay or Iqbal. Seems a lot to ask for Iqbal, but
I reckon he could do it.
maybe.
I don't even know if McTominay can do like what's needed.
No, I don't know if he can either.
He'd probably come on for Casemiro if you'd make a switch, and there's no point doing that.
No.
Come on, man. Bro,
Just,
you know
pressing
that you
everything
got
on
What's he
nowhere
waiting
to
for
go.
there?
So what are you doing there?
That's nice.
Don't know how we played that, but we did. Just get a hold of the ball and stop having a moan. Bro, I hate when our players have just got no urgency. I hate that when you're losing.
Yeah.
Grab the ball and get on with it, man.
Okay, now.
This might have been dirty, you know.
Yeah.
I think European football means more to Spanish teams than Premier
I
League
don't know.
teams. Because I
Seems to,
swear
doesn't it?
Spanish teams always seem to just do it no matter how, like, not poor the league is, but, like,
Yeah.
the levels and difference of the leagues. Like, the Premier League clearly the better league now, but
Yeah. They just always seem to have the edge, don't they? Go on.
come on,
Back to the
please.
goalie.
It's just about killing the momentum, innit? Like,
Yeah. They've had that pass out so many times, haven't they?
we
That
should have
clip to the
beaten these
fullback.
today, man.
It's a decent shot, that. Comfortable, though.
Come on.
Not enough power in it, was there? See, that ball looks so cheap. Looks like a ball that, like, Thomas Cook would have on a pretend beach inside a travel agent somewhere. Do you know what I mean? A little bit of sand in the corner of Thomas Cook, bucket, spade, little rubber ring, and that fucking Europa League ball. Awful.
Oh, bad. Come
What do you
on.
think of the custard-coloured tops that the coaches are wearing?
I think it could grow on me.
Do you? I like the sound of that.
I mean, I wouldn't wear it.
No.
I don't wear anything but black.
Yeah, you always wear black tops, don't you?
Yeah. Always have done. I think it's my mum always hated black, so I rebelled.
You went for it. Good. Scrappy. These last 10 minutes have gone by really sort of like nothing's happened, has it? I can't believe how little has happened in the second half. We've not controlled the game well at all. We look very easy to stop at the moment. Oh, Casemiro. Well done, Malacia.
No out ball though.
Great pass though. Go on. Fred crossed it to the back post.
Need to be doing much better than that, man. Come on,
That
Sancho.
Sancho swinging a miss.
Poor. You
It was
can't
a great cross that from
Don't
Fred.
swing at that, man. Don't swing at that, man. Come on, man. It's poor effort, that, from Sancho. Seen that all the way as
Yeah.
well. It's a shocking effort. Very bad effort.
It's a shame that, because it's a good spot there.
Come on, Sancho.
Go on.
Proper
This
scrappy,
fucking-
this.
yeah.
Man. I hate how scrappy this game
Look how
is.
tight the lines are as well. Like from their defence to ours is about 25 yards, and it's emphasising how poor our midfielders on the ball.
Some games, I think obviously we've been poor, but you're gonna expect to have some of these games. Charlie McNeil.
Are you
Love
thinking
that.
Ronaldo?
No,
I would.
You wouldn't sub Ronaldo off.
I would.
Who else?
Ronaldo has done fuck all in this game.
And I'm just saying I would.
Yeah.
Wouldn't, but I'm saying he won't do that.
No. Maybe he won't, but I don't know who else he's bringing off. Fred?
Oh, Fred, bro, bring that. Fred, yes, Fred.
McNeil's a centre forward.
Fred.
Yeah.
They're not going to put him in midfield. They're not going to put Ronaldo
Fred.
in midfield. He's going to be when it can't be like for
Look
like.
at that. Nah, come on, man.
Poor.
That's bad.
Oof, that's a booking, that.
Yo. That's a horrible touch at the top level, man.
Yeah. But if
It's
touch
just
that
bouncing off his
bounces
shins.
off his other leg.
Just bouncing off his shins, man.
Yeah.
Like, that's the issue with guys like I can't be going through this again. That's why I think there's going to be a It's ridiculous, man.
The commentator there just saying that they've just been told that if the ball is deflected off another part of the body onto your hand, it shouldn't be a penalty, which is exactly what happened there. So I can't
Malacia
see
as
any
well.
reason why that's a penalty.
what's
Malacia is on
happening
for McNeil.
So what's happening here?
Like literally, how can I know? Obviously, it's annoying. We haven't made many chances, etc., etc. But neither of Sociedad. This game should be 0-0, really, shouldn't it? Like,
Yeah.
the fact that they've got a penalty from that is just mad. Luckily, there's plenty of games left in the group stage, but it's not a good start, is it? It's not what you want. Probably 10 minutes to go with stoppage time. Can we see anything? Have we got another gear? Because it's been really sloppy and stagnant so far this half. Well done. Martinez has looked class since he's come on.
Just different levels, isn't it?
Great
Go on.
cross. Ronaldo! Oh.
Great ball from Fred.
Yeah, it was. Really good from Fred.
Fred's playing left back then, I'm guessing. Martinez though, man, showing his
brilliant.
levels in it.
Yeah, he's been excellent since he's come on. Bruno, deep one. Maguire heads it back to no one.
Why is no one there to collect? The structure of that was poor from United.
Yeah.
Like, someone should be there deep to collect because he just puts you in a much better position.
Go on.
Right, Ronaldo's in.
Just
Pen,
hit it.
pen,
I don't
pen.
understand why he's
Pen,
taking
man.
touches. He's there in front of him.
I
Just
know.
hit it.
The ball's bouncing to him. That's what I mean. Like, if this was anyone other than Cristiano Ronaldo, we'd be calling this out as an absolutely awful performance from our number 9 tonight. Like, the ball is bouncing to you inside the 18-yard box. Closer,
Smack it.
just hit it.
That was brilliant from Bruno.
Yeah, it was. But why are you trying to find, do a little touch and get a penalty? Fucking shoot. The ball comes in. He's taking a touch there.
Bro, I'm not even
It's
going
just
to
not
lie
a
to you.
foul, is it?
It's not a foul.
Not even close. Do you think it is?
No. Instead of
He
controlling
touches
it, it's
him
him
and then
that
it falls
true,
over.
true.
No, never.
Yeah, he's just touched. He's literally just. I thought he grabbed him.
Just got a bit of
on the replay.
he's touched him to see where he is, and he's fallen over.
He was already
done.
going to go there.
I didn't go out.
I hate these teams,
Disappointing this.
He bags that as well. We've still got minutes to come
know.
back. It's the annoying part.
I think surely you can try and get your foot over the top of that and just hit it into the ground, or just something
Just
towards
swing
goal.
at that,
Yeah,
man. You just scuff those if you have to.
it'd be great if McNeil scored, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Excited to see what McNeil does.
I mean, this obviously, I think Charlie McNeil's a great talent and all that. It's not a particularly great sign that our only number 9 on the bench is a player that's had one first team appearance for United before tonight, or 2. We need more options up front, don't we?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Where's the urgency, man?
But he's wishing he didn't leave Rashford out the squad tonight.
Hopefully he's not injured.
Come on, Victor.
Did he
Great
mention
pass,
anything?
that.
Tenago, or is it just...
I haven't heard anything. I'm not sure.
We didn't have any build up to it or anything, did we?
Yeah, that's true. Great cross. Who was that pass, by the way, out to Lindelof then?
Casemiro.
Was it? Brilliant.
Why,
Just
man?
annoying, isn't it?
When there's a pass there, we've done that all night, by the way.
Yeah.
There's a pass on the edge. Like, I get if you do that, like, in the middle of a game, but at this stage of game, man, like, Bruno's out on the left. Find him.
I know.
Come on, man. Poor decision making.
Like, the instruction is not hit it from 30 yards out, is it?
Don't want to be losing this, man.
No.
They're not. Sociedad's not even at their best. Like, even the names on paper, they're just not the same Sociedad. Even from like the team that we beat in the Europa League,
No.
like the quality of that team with Isaac and whatnot.
Fucking boot it. Nice.
Please don't shoot.
That's a foul.
Try to say that's not a foul.
Oh, he's going to
Don't
hit it
ref.
from. We're gonna lose 90 seconds of playing time here. 88 minutes and 5 seconds that free kick was given on. We're gonna lose fucking ages, and Ronaldo's gonna hit it over the stands.
Or into the
He's
wall.
not bagging from there, is he?
No.
Where's it from? Like the
25
angle?
yards out.
Yeah. I hate when commentators say that. You know? How many times have we seen?
That's 30 seconds.
I mean, to
gone.
be fair, I don't put it past him. It's just
It's bouncing in front of the keeper and hopefully someone comes in on it.
angles. I mean, he can bag it. Was it the one? Did he score against Norwich last year with a free kick?
Yeah.
It's just. Come on. Let's see the angle.
Go on then. Fuck it. Instead of being pessimistic, stick it in, lad. That's a minute gone. Go on, Ronaldo. Straight to the wall.
It's all right. People in the box. It's a ball.
It is actually.
That was a ball. I feel like we should be doing better with some of these crosses. Like,
Yeah.
they look good and then just don't do
Just
anything.
losing in the air every time, aren't we?
Why is no one at... Oh, they're all just standing waiting there. Like, short. Someone has to come short there.
Good pass.
Difficult to do anything with that. That's why someone had to come short.
Yeah.
He's handballed. Ref, he's literally
3 on
handballed.
1 here.
Oh my days.
Go on, David. Well
Go
done.
on.
What happens when you come out?
I know, yeah. His starting position was so much further forward then. He was like on his penalty spot.
That was good, to be fair.
Much better from De Gea there. Good.
He kept the angle in case that
Fucking
one
hell.
striker went through. How's that 3 minutes, man? That VAR decision took quite a bit, you know. That's a couple minutes. So pass down the line there. Why are you going back? Come on, man. Why are you turning your back, Maguire? You could have showed for that, man. That's just
Playing
poor.
around at the back at the minute. And De Gea's going to boot it forward. We'll lose the header.
Maguire's just standing in the middle. It's funny that. What am I doing?
Lose the header. Lose the second header. Lose the third header. Win the fourth ball.
Right.
Let's go past that.
Ball, to be fair.
Nothing on it, was it really?
No.
That was.
It
that shot
looked
was
like,
not on.
I don't want to hit this, but I've got so much space, I sort of have to. Like he looked forced into shooting there. Lucky. He's had the ball for ages there, the goal, isn't he? Good header. He's offside there as well, Ronaldo. Fucking hell.
Goodness me, bro. Lindelof, what are you doing?
How's he got the ball still?
Sociedad
Done well.
skinning players here. It's a good pass that. Oh, lucky. Minute left.
I don't even want to watch this. And like,
Tommy McCartney says, just tuned in. Why is the mood so poor? It's a rotated squad and there's plenty of games left. What have I missed? Yeah, I don't think we're not ruling out the
just
whole
annoyed at the
season. It's
game.
just been a bit of a boring game. One where it's been a bit of a
you're gonna have a
unlucky
lot.
penalty to concede. There, Martinez handballed it, but it bounced off his own leg onto his hand, which isn't meant to be a penalty, and he gave a penalty anyway. It's just one of them slightly deflating games, in it. But I don't.
You're
it's
gonna
not-
have
it's not
games like that. I
bad.
mean, even Arsenal narrowly beat Zurich, was it?
Yeah.
So I think a lot of the top teams, if you're in the Europa League, you're gonna rotate.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it has been poor, to be fair.
Yeah. 20 seconds.
Shouldn't
left.
have lost it, but you know, his ways.
One last chance. Go on. Oh, yeah, we got the ball.
He's off.
He's-
Ref
He's
is
not.
literally
No, he's not.
Is he not?
Don't think so. Get awful.
It's fair. Camera's blocking half my feet.
Quickly. Francie Brady says, sad to see the demise of Ronaldo. He's been just.
Let's be honest, he's been shit.
Yeah, he's been shit. He's just not looked like capable of anything, really, has he?
His shoe came off.
I don't want to see 3 replays of this. I want to see the game if there is any. He stands on his heel there, but
That's it.
full time, Manchester United 0, Real Sociedad 1. The first game of the Europa League ends in defeat. Not a particularly good game, that was it?
No,
great.
not enjoyable at all. But in the whole scheme of things, it don't really matter, does it?
No. I mean, there's still plenty of games to turn around. Sociedad fans happy. Ten Hag looking sad. We'll be back in a few minutes for the live review. So stick around. We'll go through the game. What went wrong for Manchester United? Thank you, Abdul, for coming down.
It's been good,
Thank
man.
you, Dave, as well, for coming
You're
down.
welcome.
Thank you for joining us at home, and we'll see you in a bit.